Yeah, I just got off the phone with Serpo, man. I'm gonna be on their little group by Wham too, man. You feel me? So they make sure I don't know if I can promote that on yours. I
Hey,
didn't
yes,
ask first.
man. Hey,
You know
listen,
what I'm
homie.
saying? Best way to smoke. You know what I'm saying with
Yeah,
JC
I'm gonna
Pop
say
and
I'm gonna
and
say
and
this
uh and
in the words of
and,
Bobby Ye, right?
and
We
Serpo
all we
Jr.
got.
we all we got.
That's how
Hey,
I
we
feel. We
live
all
too.
we
We
got.
live too, Edie.
Oh, yeah, we live, we live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most definitely, most definitely send a shout out to the homie in his platform.
yes, sir. Hopefully they're gonna tap in, man. We could get them in the comments, man, and see what's going on in these comments. Hopefully this touch a lot of people. I kind of gave them an inside something legendary that we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully everybody tap in, man.
Yeah, man, I'm waiting on Red, man, but I don't want to wait too long, and you know what I mean. We lose the moment and whatnot. You feel me? You know, my
Yeah.
my Kim folks, they tapping in right now. At some point in time, man, I want to open it up so that they can actually dialogue with us, ask certain questions, and voice their opinion and whatnot. Just that level of engagement, because I feel like it's kind of like building a community to where all
Mm.
voices can be heard, everybody can share their perspective and whatnot. But I want to segue into what we're gonna be talking about. If Red come in a little later, we'll Mac him in. The Venezuelan gangs that's here. Hey, the homie Fonzie on here. Fonzie, what's the deal? Much love and respect, big homie.
Deal, big homie.
Hey,
That
so
nigga
the
Fonzie.
Venezuelan gangs, in y'all opinion, do y'all think that is propaganda, or do they really pose a significant threat to the African American population here in America?
Me myself, I feel like they pose a threat because what they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to ease in. Because see, I did a little study, and in Denver, they already was easing in back in 2022. It's
Right.
now
Right.
2024, so they eased in, set up shop, start getting along with certain individuals, learned their terrain, and then started to take over. That's what they be trying
Right.
to do. They're gonna learn your terrain. They can't take over nothing if they don't know the terrain. But if you
Right.
allow them to get comfortable, come around, and just kick back and study you, because that's what they doing. They studying. Everything you know in life has got to be
Mm.
come from behind you studying something. So they're gonna study you, and once they do that, and they group up with these other Serranos and different type of groups, then that's when they feel like they got power. When they think they got power in numbers, that's when they try to take over.
Right. But
Mm.
haven't we seen these antics before? Like for us coming out of Southern California, this isn't anything new. We watched this. I don't want to say. Well, I'm gonna generalize. I'm gonna use the blanket statement of Hispanics. We watched the Hispanics come into our community, learn our get down, start befriending certain individuals, and then they adapted the mind state to where now they control and they run our communities. So we didn't experience this before. It's just something that's new to individuals who are not from Southern California. One thing that I have noticed, a lot of cats from Chicago, a lot of cats from out of New York, they like to say, "Oh, California dudes is weak. They let the Hispanics do this and do that, so on and so forth." But they have never dealt with this level of seizure or takeover that we have dealt with. So it's old to us, but it's new to them, and now they're starting to see it. But they're not dealing with it. And no disrespect to the brothers from Chicago and New York, they're not dealing with it as honorable as we are. We never cried. We never complained. We did what we have to do to protect our communities, each other, our women and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that everything that you're saying is honest. Only to the point of I don't think us as people from the West realize how um, integrated they are in New York and on the East Coast. When it
Okay.
comes to other Latinos and other what they call tethers, which are supposed to be considered to be people that like come from the islands or come from Africa or whatever like that, and but they don't hold the same political views as us in our communities, right?
Right.
They always
Right.
go against us and the things that we do in our community. When it, again in these communities, like let's just say New York, right? These other races or nationalities are huge and they've been flourished, and they've been took over the boroughs. They already have all the bodegas, they already have all the food marks and things of that, and that's pre what we like to call gentrification. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So To call us weak or have a legitimacy to do anything like that, eh, you know what I'm saying? Especially that's when the slaves were coming in through New York. So that means it was more black people in New York at a time than there ever could have been in California at a time, right? Um,
Potentially.
no, I don't think it's potentially. I think it has to do with time frame. So at a time frame where there was no Negroes in California, because California was considered Mexico, there were niggas in New York,
But who are the
slaves.
indigenous people of Mexico? So they may not
Oh,
be
see, that's something totally different. We're not
but
talking about
but we
indigenous. We're talking about when we're talking about us.
okay,
We have to look at, unless you're gonna do ancestry.com and it tells you anything differently. You feel me?
okay.
You have to look at yourself to be ex-slave or descendant of slave,
I
right?
partially
And
disagree.
listen now, listen what I'm saying. I never said
Hmm.
African slave.
Okay.
I told you there's a difference. They call tethers, right?
Hmm.
So we're not talking about them. We're talking about the indigenous people that was already enslaved here before they tried to bring them niggas over here on the boat, but they all died.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So we still, regardless of what you trying to call yourself, a descendant of a slave, whether you're indigenous or not, because you were of a culture or people that have been overtaken and
I
enslaved.
agree. I disagree with that because we
And what
are the
times are we
real.
talking about?
You tell us what times you're talking about. You just said that it was more.
I'm
You
saying
said it was
during
more
slavery.
Negroes because the word
During
that you used is
slavery,
Negroes. So Negro is all blacks. It's three races. It's Mongoloids, Caucasoids, and Negroids. All
right,
Negroids are considered Negro. So when you
right,
say that it was more Negroes or more black people on the
at a
East Coast,
time, at a time.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I can.
yeah, there were more Negroes at an earlier time when they were defeated by these other cultures and these other races, like the Cubans. Mexicans has never been put on the Homeland Security's list, but Cubans have. So when you go to like places like, you know what I'm saying, Florida, North
But Cubans
Carolina.
are considered communists. That's why they're put placed.
That's not. We're not talking about your. We're not talking about that. We're strictly only talking about the Hispanics, Honduras, Latinos. We're talking about black cultures or black environments being overtaken by foreigners.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to stick to that subject and not get too deep into it while we still scratching the surface on this. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
feel like we gotta. Everybody's not of my intellect nor your intellect. So when
yeah,
we describe and we have these type of conversations or whatnot, we have to break it down to the people to where they understand and they can properly ingest it. Because if not, it will be misleading to people. You feel what I'm saying?
oh,
No
for
matter what
sure.
part of no more. Hey, shout out to Redman. Redman, welcome to the live. Hey, T Coleon, this is my partner Redman. Redman, you
Yeah,
and
what's
started
up,
the
man?
dialogue a little earlier. This right here is important. And I just want to stop, pause, and just express the importance of this. I want to emphasize the importance of this because it's not every day that you can get some PJs and some gray streets together and be talking about the intellectual topics that we're going to be discussing and talking about. And I feel like if we can make this more of a visual, then these youngsters can see it, and then they'll be willing, like Demon say, they'll be willing to broadcast the relationship that they have between the blue and the purple, the PJs and the gray streets. You feel me? I just want to give a quick story. I had freshmen from the Jordan Downs and one of his representatives in the projects with me. The homie Cali is squatting through the projects. He see freshmen and the other grade street representative, and he say, "Man, I was just with my nigga Horn." And he was like, "Yeah, man, that's the homie. Whoopie whoop." Without us even knowing, Cali take off fuming when he pull back up. He in a car with Horn. Horn jump out, and we all dialoguing and open up the lines of communication. You feel what I'm saying? But I said this to say this. What Demon said was absolutely correct and spot on when he said that we need to start broadcasting these type of interactions because it can make motivate other individuals say, "Man, my partner from over there," and it was a prime example when Cali when it got Horn. Unbeknownst to him that we was in a project just open up the lines of communication, and earlier that day he was with Horn. So I feel like this is a major step, man, just to have the PJs and Great Streets, just having this dialogue. But continue, brother Demon.
Uh, uh, oh yeah. Also, you got to know, hey, we came together. Imperial and Jordan Downs came together recently over the homegirl, rest in peace, Duck. Remember,
Yeah,
you know
hey,
what I mean?
rest
The
in peace
Duck.
to that, man. And we send our
Rest in
love and
peace.
condolences to her and her family, man. Most
That
definitely.
part
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, awesome, awesome, man. Hey, this is a pivotal moment for real, man. This is a real pivotal moment.
Mm.
Right. So Red man,
Uh,
look, this is what we're
uh,
talking about, right? Me
all
and
right,
Demon, sometimes, man, we supposed to be here, but we go elsewhere, but we always bring it back. You feel me? And that's why I love it. But we're talking about the Venezuelan gangs, and do they righteously pose a threat to African Americans here in America? You feel what I'm saying? I remember
yeah.
earlier.
Uh, yeah. I remember we talked about it earlier, but yeah, it's a real pivotal. They are a threat because since they have the government behind them,
Right, right.
Exactly.
how they not a threat, and they causing havoc, and they get paid to cause havoc. Come on, my
Mm,
man.
this
Mm.
is
Come on.
heavy.
Man, that's
Yeah,
my
it's a real pivotal thing. As you say, man, we got to get together and get tight, airtight, and be ready for the unexpected.
Right.
Mm.
exactly. They, it's a quote that says, I think that Sun Tzu said this quote.
T,
He
we can
said,
barely hear you,
Yeah, we
Ardar.
can barely
"Stop
hear you.
one."
You hear me, Ardar? We can barely hear you, T.
Let me see if I can get some. Let me see if I get the what's the names right quick. Hold on.
Okay. On that side note though, I never answered that question.
Do your
I'm gonna
thing.
just say this. I'm gonna say that I don't think that it causes a direct
Mm.
um threat to the black man. But I'll get into that after T. Just I
Nah,
just want
man.
to
Hey,
just
nah, no, no, no. Wait, pause, cuz. Hey, you can't spark our curiosity and just pull out, cuz. Nah, we want to hear this, man. Hey, listen,
I
homie, I
got
really
you.
respect your views, and you always have a unique way of perceiving shit. You feel me? So when you
Yes,
talk, homie, I pay attention, and it's
What?
almost like shit. Just ingesting the information and learning. So you know what I mean. Don't leave us hanging like that, man. And T is taking care of some technical business, man.
difficulty. Yeah, man. Well, we was talking earlier, like you said, me, you, and Red. Just a slightness of us just throwing out, you know what I'm saying, our opinions on it, and you had used the word or a phrase more like hostile takeover.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I always say, and anybody who know me know I say that we fail in our perception.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So when we perceive something, we have to perceive it knowing that are we in the game or are we watching the game?
Mm,
And if we watching the game, are we in the stands? Are we on the bench? Or are we at home watching on TV? You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
our perception of it and where we stand in it matters when it comes to us how we perceive the information, right? And we looking at things as a threat. Um, and I think, and this is just my opinion, um, I believe that we are just dealing with um, our lack of uh, how do I put it? Financial intelligence and the
Mm.
resources that we actually have
Mm.
in this new
Mm.
world.
right.
We get on here and talk to somebody in Africa in their DMs, but we won't really get on here and use this to contact someone in just another state or just
Mm.
another city or whatever and really pick up the information.
True.
With that being
Well,
said, like you said, they've pushed this agenda for a while. They've been
mm.
pushing it since 2002,
Mm.
or I believe before then, because I knew it was being pushed during the
Mhm.
time of the pandemic. Because when the SSI, because I'm a guy in a wheelchair, if people didn't know, when
Mm.
SSI and
This
hospitals
is
and all that
crazy.
wasn't taking documented people or us, that's American citizens, they were taking undocumented people to give them the
Mm.
documents and the setup that they needed
Right.
Mm.
in order to push further the beginning of the agenda that's going on now. You know what I'm saying? So these people have been here since like 2000, 2001. So, and we don't know that because we were in the house. So unless you had a reason to go out all the time and go to these government places, you didn't know these. When they denied you because they were open, they would deny you and say, we're only open for the people who need
Ready?
documentation. right? Your Social Security, all the places you were paying taxes to, right? This was
Mhm.
going on then. They were already giving them funding and things of that as people were losing their jobs, and they were blaming half of the people that they were saying was homeless and misplaced were these people,
Right.
Mm,
right? So we were mixing up our agendas. Listen,
mm,
what I'm saying. A dude ain't homeless with a home on the corner, stealing electricity. He got a spa. He got a bed. He got a TV.
uh,
That's not a homeless person.
Right.
That's just a nigga ain't paying no rent.
Right.
Basically,
You see what I'm saying? So,
basically.
so I mean, excuse me, NIGGA not paying no rent. Excuse my vernacular. You feel me? So, when we look at it from that perception, and we look at Donald Trump steps in and gives all black people legitimate money, whether you stole it or not,
mhm,
right? You
Right.
got
mhm,
legitimate money that you can go in and take this 20,000 and say, I want to move to the suburbs.
Right.
We didn't do that. Oh, I want to take this money. I want to move out of state and go buy me some land. And this, we didn't do that. Not enough people from the hood did that. We went and got jewelry. We went and got drugs. We went and got
Mm.
foreign cars that was used.
Right.
We went and got a whole lot of places that we don't have now through a whole lot of parties and you know what I'm saying? The whole nine, right?
yeah.
But we did not relocate. Even when they were
Mm.
showing us that it was time for us to relocate since 2000,
Mm.
they literally been picking us up out the ghetto and giving us vouchers to the valley since 2000.
Uh, but hey, but if you think about it, they was that was their plan. That's why they gave us the money because they was hoping that we do leave the land. You know what I mean? So they can redevelop and get more money for for our resources. I mean, for the resources that we already in. So I mean, they was hoping for that, but it didn't go that way.
What I'm saying is this, right?
Hmm.
So now you can say that then when we didn't know no better. But now that
Uh-huh.
we see what's going on, we have to adjust our perception and say, hey, I made a mistake. Let
Uh,
me go back and
mm,
relook at this again.
mm,
Maybe I missed
yeah,
something. So what we
yeah,
missed was our chance to
mm,
relocate, not
yeah.
once, but twice.
See, see, my thing is, not to cut you off, not to cut you off, but my thing is, I think we should have, from the get go, we supposed to bought land inside our own territory, inside our own area. If we
Right.
about not go nowhere else, I mean, where we ain't notified or we don't know our place. This is our home. This is a place where we call home. We supposed to bought land in the place where we call home, where we feel comfortable at. That's where we didn't. That's where we didn't get our smarts at, and that's what they was hoping that we do go ahead and go outside their way so they can redevelop and I mean and do other things towards that. You know what I mean?
Right, but not
But
coming
I think we
from.
supposed to buy land inside our own area.
I'm
Most
saying
definitely,
not
I
coming
agree.
from not coming from one, we already had the land and we sold it, right? So that was
Right.
89, 88, 87,
The crack
right?
era.
Yeah, right. So they was smart. They got they even the niggas that what it was in forms and all the NID that was in forms and all the black folks in form. They sold all that land. They was getting oil and all that stuff. You know, it's something called fickling and all that. When you go up in there and into that Athens estate area and all that, you'll still see them. Some places in Gardena and things of that nature. That's that machine that you see. Looks like an oil pump. That process is called fickling. That's what they're trying to make what they call illegal now. This is what Kamala Harris is trying to make illegal. So you don't know that it's earthquakes because they own this and they fickling and that's what's called like it's so big, right? But that's not even what we're talking about. I said this and I said the relocation thing and I haven't finished this because of this. The only reason why we are at a place that we are and we built these places because we were people of low income. Once they gave us the income and made us entrepreneurs, we were supposed to leave the hood and make room for these people to come in and live in these low income places. We were supposed to evolve into
Mm,
something else. Gang banging stagnated us to
Well, I
thinking
agree.
that we were supposed to stay here. We made this our home.
mm,
Right.
See, we're a place that wasn't supposed to be your home. We from the projects, we were man. You got to get out the hood, and I'm trying to make it out the hood by my mama house, and da 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 da
uh-huh.
da. This is what our whole thing was. So now these people are having the money to buy homes, and instead of buying homes, we buying fancy cars, we buying more things to beat down on each other, emotionally, whether it's physically, if it's drugs, if it's doing whatever you're doing to get your money. You feel me? That's up to you, however you do it. I ain't
Uh,
saying this because I'm judging you. I'm saying this
mm,
because it's facts. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? It's harmful. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
It's killing us, right? The drugs is killing us in our own communities. It's killing us, y'all. You feel me? But anyway,
uh,
yeah. So because we did not leave and evolve into a different environment because we had a false sense of home there. Now these people with low incomes need this space, and they only can send them to the places where they do a low income. It's their time to take over this, like everybody else had their time to get the low income to get this. So
Mm.
just by default, it's
uh,
falling upon us because we resist the evolution because
well,
America is a corporation, not a hood.
okay. So,
So in
so,
essence, you saying we're
uh,
stagnant, and
I'm saying that the black
we
man
didn't
is
use the
stagnant with the
opportunity to
gang.
advance as a people. We pretty much
Right,
squandered it. So now that we
uh,
squandered it, being
uh,
that we
uh,
missed the bus, it's another group of people coming for the same bus.
that they don't
Hey,
have
I
no
agree
choice
with
because
you.
that's the process. That is
Because
just
being
the
in the projects,
process.
that's supposed to be a temporary thing. So you can transition into permanent housing and owning a business and building a career, so on and so forth. I agree with you on that. I want to hear from T, man. T, what's the deal?
Oh yeah, I agree with that 100% too. Because I feel like if you was gonna stay in the hood, you should own the hood. If we're gonna
Right.
stay over there, we should own the Pink Stove. We should own Ace High. We should own all them houses on the back street and all that. If you're gonna stay over there, okay, let's buy all this shit back then. If we're gonna,
Mm.
if
exactly,
it's the hood,
exactly.
let it really
That's
be the
what I'm with.
hood. Then let's buy everything up over here.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's the homeland. We natives of Watts. That's our
Yeah.
Right,
homeland right there. The
Right.
right,
project is that's the home team. You still gonna have some people that's low income still in a project. That's our family,
right,
right? You got youngsters that still ain't got no bread like that, so they gonna still be around there. So these individuals, we gotta still come back from where we evolved to. Whether you got a house out here, a house over there, a business over here, a business over there, we still gotta go back and make sure we protect them too, because that's still
Righteous.
our people. We're gonna have to
Righteous.
still
right.
go over there and make sure they all right. And the best time, since we on these Venezuelans, the best time to prepare for war is where there isn't one. So since we know they're
Mm.
trying to migrate out here, we got to get ready.
Okay.
And getting ready start in the communities. We got to get ready
Right.
within our hood. Everybody get everything really start with individuals' hoods. We got to get ready inside of them first because you can't have homies into it with homies and then we trying to go get start a peace treaty with somebody else. You can't do that.
Mm.
It's gonna
Okay.
always be some type of conflict. So you got to start with
Right.
the man in the mirror. You got to look in the mirror, start with yourself, make sure you don't got no internal conflict. Then you got to reach out to your real player partners, get at them, and make sure everybody on the same accord, and then reach out to the other people and make sure they did the same thing.
All right. So in T, T is a person I always looked up to. T a little older than me, in the hood or whatever. You feel me? He's always been influential for me. I always listen to him. You feel me? So,
Yes, sir.
but with all due respect, do you think because of us holding on to our legacy and the gangship of it, that it makes it an unhealthy time to even have a healthy thought on this situation. And this is why the situation is not resolved. We're still using the propaganda and the politics from a gangbanger's standpoint instead of just a regular human being standpoint on
No.
respect.
Well, if you should think of it as involvement at all. When we talking about our section, we talking about family orientation. So orientate family members that hey, we got elders that live there, that grandparents that live there. So we had to if if we would have thought about that and bought up the land from back then when he was having money, that's what it was all. It would have been all about family. Everybody would have the crime rate would have went down even I mean way way more. You know what I mean? Because if these youngsters would have had the opportunity to buy land inside their area, and yeah, now they landowners. Now they got a sense of ownership and a sense of a sense of peace where they got to keep peace because they got homes, they bought land. So I just I don't think that moving away was is the right thing to do because my thing is why these white I mean why the higher ups is trying to get our land. It's trying to I mean they want us out. So why are they buying up all our land and making it beautified for what? For themselves, right? It's regentification.
For themselves.
Regentification and
So
that's what and that's always happening in all the ghettos and regentification and my thing is we supposed to be smarter and buy up land in our own community and doing and building more resources and economical value in for ourselves, not just for the higher ups, the ones the politicians and everything want.
For us.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we have we if we having that type of conversation, we have to still know that it's a system in place, and it's the reason why you don't have a Albertsons, you don't have a Stater Brothers, you don't have anybody that have healthy food in the
Man.
community.
Mm,
Right.
See what I'm
mm,
saying? You don't have the jobs,
They
you don't
they
have the
destroyed it.
resources, you don't have the people that at that time of growth, what we saying where there was that window for the
Right.
community to build the money in a righteous way. They didn't have that time to build that money, to build the credit, to build the. You see what I'm saying? They was going
Mhm.
into debt and things of that nature. So unless you had some type of a side hustle, you wasn't making it. So then what they did was they made sure that you, once you got to a certain stage, that now, hey, we knocking on your door and you got to show us A, B, C, and D. Are we taking all that and we don't care? So we went through that, right? We went through a systematic of not allowing us to grow. Not if we was to leave, but only into an area where they haven't put a better class of people in any of these places. You guys say they gentrified. They put more low income people there. So it's
I
not.
slightly
It's not.
disagree with you on that. I disagree with you on that. In Inglewood is under
Inglewood has
severe.
always been. It's always been. It's not considered to be a low income place. We talk about
Okay,
Inglewood.
okay,
You're not talking about Watts.
but you're starting to see a growing population of Caucasians even in Watts.
And then in Inglewood, it's always been that La Cienega, La Brea, like that Prairie Inn. It's always been foreigners and things like that, going all the way to Dockweiler and going all the way over. You've always got that on that side. Because we street guys and we know this, right? Even the black folks that's there, they always been career orientated, doctors, lawyers, dentists. You know what I'm saying? Teachers, things of that nature. That side always had a more progressive side. If you know the politics of LA, even the most furious gangs on that side come from money. You know what I'm
put
saying?
all this
So
down.
us being from the east side,
My
which is a different
goodness.
politic to the rest of the
Can't do the
world,
line
right?
good though.
That side has always been
Yeah.
more money
And
driven. They
they ain't
always had
powerful
better
enough. This
jobs. They
one ain't
always had
powerful
better,
enough.
and all the things that we didn't have, they had.
You good
So
now?
I can go to Crenshaw and I can go see a Ralph's. I can go over there and I can go get better
Right,
meat. I can go over there and go get a deli. I can go over there. You see what I'm saying? And be a
right.
safer environment. Most of us actually go to the west side for the safety. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Because we're
mhm.
not really doing nothing over there in them areas, which is now gang territories and things of that nature, and more foreigners and stuff. Which it always have been. Like I said again, the word tether has always been like Belizeans and Africans and all these different people. That's always been getting money in these medical fields, doctor fields, that had these opportunities and getting all these incentives and not bringing it back to our communities. They built their own small communities and they keep it there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of bills and different things being passed during these time frames where we're saying we could have bought these lands that did not allow us to do that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
they're trying to
saying?
prevent
So
us from
Uh,
doing it.
it was a lot of
What'd you say,
huh?
T?
They were trying to prevent us from doing it because back in the day, you remember we had the fruit stand and all that. See,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
most
they came
Yes.
in and got rid of all the small mom and pop shops. And when they
right,
Yeah.
did that, they erased the knowledge of grinding for yourself and really investing in a black company. When they got rid of all the mom and pop shops, they did it in Watts, they did it in
hmm
Compton. Compton Boulevard wasn't
hmm
full of no shopping centers. That was all mom and pop shops back in
Mm-hmm.
the day. Them shopping centers
Same
wasn't
thing like
popping.
103rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the
It
Yeah.
was
what's
mom and pop
beef is
shops,
the
and they
block.
got rid of all that. And when they did that, They destroy our knowledge to implant the same knowledge seed in the minds
Exactly.
of the youngsters
Exactly.
to do the same thing as they was growing up. Because if we was doing the
Right.
same thing, we have all type of fruit stands, all type of mom and pop shops, and we'd be owning all
Mm-mm.
type of stuff up over here. And then we could have
Be,
still moved out and invest in something else too. Because
the
see,
police weren't gonna let
I
you
look
do
at it
that.
like
We didn't even know about food handlers laws, T. We didn't know about
Mm,
food handlers and all that.
of
We didn't know
course.
about getting no certificates, T. And then not only that, we can't take from the fact that for sure, that we see everything from El Salvadorians to all that, the pillow man, the tamale lady, all
yeah,
that. But if we were selling barbecue on the side, it will be a
They'll
problem,
shut
and
us
everything
down.
will be confiscated.
yeah, they
That's what
try to
I'm
shut
saying.
us
So you
down.
can't take away from the system. We cannot be naive, right? We have to realize that we need to just move out of these areas because we can take control of the high desert. We can take control of the Sahara. People have done that. They Riverside and things of that nature. They have moved to the valley and more places and build where there is no building at. That's how you got places like Vallejo and Oakland and all that flourishing. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's always been
Economic
you
oppression.
have to grow, and
I
if you
agree with that.
don't grow, you fall to the wayside, man. And that's
I
all
agree.
we are right now, right? That's
But
all
this,
we are. So again, like I said, back to the original question of are we directly in threat? No, we don't have a dog in the fight,
the thing
Mm.
is,
right? We don't own nothing. For a hostile takeover, like I said, it's a hostile takeover occurs when acquiring company attempts to take over a target company against the wishes of the targeted company's management. We
yeah,
talking
I
about
agree with
we
that.
talking about America as a corporation. We all intelligent people right here, and we know what we
Exactly.
talking about, and we
So
know why we not winning because our perception of it is like we looking at it as our hood instead of looking at our neighborhood and making it a big company. And this
that's
is
what I'm
why
talking
these
about. That part right
conversations
there. We supposed to
is
own
so
Joint Cafe and
important.
all that. That's supposed to be ours, right? Because I'm
Yeah,
looking at it from
yeah,
this perspective. This is the perspective I'm looking at it from. You know Black Wall Street. Everybody know about Black Wall Street because they went over there and bummed. That was their community. They owned everything over there.
right.
Now,
Facts.
in Philadelphia, they did the same thing. You know
Right.
about
Right.
When
the
they drop the bomb on the people.
the move, they dropped the bomb on them. That was
Right.
their stuff. We could have did the same thing right here, but we didn't. That's what I'm saying. We supposed to
No,
own
we
that
couldn't
stuff.
have. We didn't want to do that. And then not only that, you have to remember that segregation played a lot of parts in us not being in with the rest of the community. See, segregation has been abolished for a while now, and we have yet to still like if I don't go nowhere else, I still ain't got no white friends. So
Mm.
we still really segregated, bro.
Oh yeah,
But I
we
think
still
what
under
T
that
is saying,
segregation.
the area that we call Watts, it should be 70 to 80%
They
owned
said
by
they can't hear
black.
you. T.
Exactly.
It should be, but we had it like that already, and they all we I digressed, right?
Okay. But you
Had
said
it.
it couldn't be done.
I
Why
never
would it
said it
not?
couldn't be done. I said it shouldn't be done anymore in the area,
Okay. So
not in
you
the
saying
project
right?
area, not in the Watts area. Maybe you should go somewhere else and get the same like-minded people, and y'all go to a different state and buy a community, and then start moving people there. You learn the laws there, then you get you some low income, and then you bring the people there with low income, and then you build from there. You bring the people that got SSI, county, all the stuff to your communities, and you build like that in like Arkansas and places like that. Not in Watts, where they can say, "Oh, this our hood," and then when you go there, don't make that mistake again.
Hmm. And you got a very unique perspective, bro.
I
Very
tell you,
unique. Very unique. But I just can't
because
give
it
up
has
on
nothing
Watts,
to do
man.
with the
I don't think it's a
people.
I don't
Listen,
think it's a wrap just yet.
we had to watch riots, bro. I'm not saying that it's a rap. I'm saying that what I'm saying that a Denny's, um, a Planet Fitness. They took the library, they took the sheriff. It's still a McDonald's. No healthy food. I'm saying there's still nothing great that can give an average person besides McDonald's $20 an hour. And where are you going to be able to go from McDonald's, even though you're doing the management, besides somewhere that's owned by Mexican Americans
That's
that
when we
will
living by
understand that?
their That's when we're living by their standards and their terms. Because the homegirl, the prime example, it's a restaurant on 103rd, and I believe Ferocious. It's called Local. It's
Mm-hmm.
owned by
Oh
Kim
yeah.
Terrells and Roy Choi, the celebrity chef, and they
Mm-hmm.
sell healthy alternatives to the things that we love to eat. So it could
Mm-hmm.
be done. It's just we don't initiate the change, and when someone does initiate the change, we don't jump on board and support it. We don't need McDonald's. We don't need Burger King. If we all support it,
Go ahead.
we don't need McDonald's and Burger King. If you started a healthy, fast food restaurant, we should boycott them and we should exclusively buy from you. And when we buy from you, that gives you the economic power to expand. And when your business expand, that puts you in a position to where you can hire more individuals who look like us.
So you saying that it's not enough millionaires now after the pandemic and all this entertainment that we've been doing and contracts and stuff like that that we can't buy McDonald's as a friend. We talk about $1 trillion franchise. We talking about.
I'm not
You
talking
said that
about
we don't need that.
fuck McDonald's. We don't need to consume McDonald's.
No, we're not
It's
talking about consuming. We talking about providing jobs. Because if I
we don't
can't go
need
to
Mc,
that celebrity
we don't.
chef, if I can't go to that celebrity chef place that's in a low income where most of the people get food stamps and I can't use my food stamps and or I gotta be homeless in order to use my food stamps to get hot food, then it ain't really helping the
You
community.
should be able to use your food. So let me tell you something. I own a food truck. I got out of jail and bought that thing, right?
Right.
Anybody can come spend what they want to spend with me. And if you don't got no bread, I'll give you something for free because that's just coming from my heart. I love the
Right.
people, so I'm gonna make sure I do for them. And my spirit comes from the Black Power, the Black Panther movement, and all this old type of stuff. So when I'm speaking on going back into the community and doing what I gotta do, is because I know, even in the Bible, it says Jesus didn't go to no hospital to treat the motherfucker healthy. He went
Mm.
back to the ghetto to treat the people that was
Right.
in need of that help. So if I see
Right.
these people out here in need of my help and need of my guidance, I gotta go back over there, right, and lift my people up. I can't just leave from over there after I get mine. I can't get mine and say y'all better get yours. I can't do that because I got too much love for over there. I gotta go
Yeah,
back
but
and bring them up too. I got to. It's just
no,
supposed
when
to
he
do,
when he
and that's
came
what
back to the
now.
ghetto, he said I came to bring separation. I
No, no,
came
no,
to
no.
bring strife between mother and son and sister and so on
Wait,
and
wait,
so
wait,
on.
wait, 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 wait.
Out of
That's later.
context.
That's later, Heedy. That's later. That's the revelation. What you talking about is a revelations.
Listen what I'm saying, right? The people were it was a million people. So unless you just talking about feeding everybody with a loaf of text,
We
period,
can't hear
right?
you.
So I can only take it from how you presented it in the situation, right? So if you're saying that you're doing this because Jesus came back for the people and all this and all that, we're not in that time. We're in the after time, right? So we have to keep perception of where we are. This is the time of afterlife. So we are in a time of revelation. So for you to say that's later, 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 when we're speaking about right now and today, I don't understand that, right? So when I'm speaking in, if we're bringing up a biblical or any kind of spirituality of it, right, which is cool, and it further stamps what I'm saying. But we're gonna back up into that. I'm saying that he came to bring a division inside of the home. So now us being project kids, we know this. Us having this mind state. In the house of 10 people, only me is gonna believe this, and then it's gonna be somebody else that's gonna follow me. Everybody else in the house is gonna be against what I'm saying.
That might be so.
It's not
They try to
might be.
stone Jesus for telling the truth, and I'm not a Christian either.
Yeah, it
So
don't
what
have
it
nothing to do with
is,
being a Christian to be intelligent.
you see Farrakhan doing the same thing. You see the Muslims out there on them corners going to help the brothers out. They'll come to the
Yeah,
projects to help the brothers out to spread that word. It's
in,
called
in the
each one
book,
teach one.
in the book
That's
it says every name, every tongue in the last day, every tongue uh, will have
Every
to
knee
confess
shall
the
bow
name
and
of
every
Jesus
tongue shall
Christ, right?
confess.
But only because of this. If you're a very knowledgeable person, it is no way that you should be able to avoid the fact that the whole world works off of the BC and AD.
Right.
The whole world. So we're not going to sit here and say, oh, is this real or that's fake? No, we're going off of facts of before and after, right? This is a worldwide, no matter what religion you are, they use this time. That means there's truths, absolutes to that.
You can't base that off of that, Heedy.
I have to in order to have set a legitimacy of truth, right? because if that's the case, there is no such thing as past time or whatever else that we've been using it for. This year ain't 2024.
See, that's
This
what I've been
year
talking
ain't
about. When you say it like that, there is no such thing as past time. There is really no time. Life is infinite. It goes on and on and on and on forever. The reason why man created time is so that they can better understand in eternity. It's eternity, right?
right,
Infinity and beyond, eternity.
right,
But there's
eternity.
actually no real thing called time. That's why when you ascend to the fourth dimension, there's no time. You can easily manipulate time because time isn't something that's actually real.
All right, that is true to a certain extent,
Okay, all right.
right? We're talking right
I'm like
now.
you said.
It's 6:40 p.m. When we made this interview, you said, "Look, we're gonna go on at 6 o'clock."
Mhm.
You didn't have to say 6 a.m., 6 p.m. You didn't have to do that because it's certain truths that we live by. Regardless of what's coming out your
Construct.
mouth, you go to work every day at a certain time and you ain't gonna be late. Talking about
Construct.
no, it's not about construct, it's about realities, and we cannot take away from like this. We can't say
Disagree.
physical and spiritual. So we know that there's a physical realm, and then we know that there's a spiritual realm, and then we know that there's something in between both. Right? We know this.
Elaborate.
Um, all right, today I want to talk to you. I want to call you, and this and that and that and this and that. But I didn't want to at the same time write about a subject. We already talked about it, and just so coincidentally, right, we're supposed to say that you called me, but us being people of intelligence know there's no such thing as coincidence because they wrote a book called The Secret that lets you know that you can pull things into you with your mind and your
Yeah,
thoughts.
Right.
Oh,
mind is powerful.
do I need to elaborate anymore?
I mean, you didn't fully elaborate upon the thing that we were just talking about.
I never got a chance to finish because you rebutted it.
Yeah, but you still haven't elaborated. I just sat right here. I didn't say anything, and you was talking about the phone conversation, the manifestation, and all that.
That's what I'm saying. You
You was
called
talking
me,
about
and now we're
physical
talking
realm,
about
spiritual
this.
realm, and something in between. And I told you
Well,
to elaborate. You still haven't told us what is in between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. That's what I said elaborate upon.
oh, infantness. The what you
Infinity?
call infinity, what you would call
That's what I
infinity.
just said. T, did
I
I
never
not?
said. I
Did I
never
just
said that
did
you
I not say
wasn't.
that they
I
created
never.
time to
I never
understand
said.
infinity? So
I
time
never
is
said.
is a construct.
All right. I never said that you were wrong. What I said was you can't say that against me when we're talking in construct using your vernacular. So if
No,
we're
we
talking,
use
you can't rebuttal me by saying there's no such thing as time. When we're
we,
talking in a construct, right? When we're talking about resolving something
okay, while we
and
talking
bringing
in
a
the matrix,
resolution.
while we
Exactly,
existing
right?
in the matrix, right, right,
Right.
right. I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So it's confusing to people who don't know that all things matter.
And that's what I said earlier is when we are on here dialoguing, we have to be mindful of what we say because everybody is not of your intellect. Everybody isn't of your study. Everybody doesn't have the knowledge and wisdom and
Absolutely.
understanding that you have. So sometimes we have to break it down so others can understand.
They not gonna understand it because that information is useless to them. They don't need to know that. You know what you
We can't prejudge and say that, can folks?
it's prophetic. We've been saying it. You push that. Look, you're in a time right now. These are your words out of context. You're in a time right now where you're going to know things that you don't know that you know, and people are going to say that you know. But just have faith in that you know what you're talking about. You're going to have
Righteous,
information that the rest of the. I mean, do I have
righteous.
to keep elaborating when I'm talking and I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking to
And
your
when we have
crowd
these type of
and your
dialogues,
crowd knows?
when we have
Yeah,
these type of dialogues and we are reading, we are feeding the people when
we're
they
feeding
have
the
this
people.
important.
So so
Go ahead.
so let's go out of time, right? in perception, and let's just go back to: do we have a direct threat, right? And I'm saying no. This is just a coincidence, right? Based on we was lacking knowledge in certain places, and we failed to make a move and now we're dealing with consequence, right? But we still have ability to move because we're having these conversations. So now
Right.
we're making these people aware that hey, you just gotta just let it go. We don't and this is the reason why we're having a dialect with all of us on here with both projects, and we're not talking about no gang, nothing. We're talking about economics, right?
mm,
And that's just to further the purpose that
mm,
that's really a relevancy. That's irrelevant. The gang thing is irrelevant when it comes to what needs to be done with us. And as long as we have the gang thing going by the gang rules, the gang perception, the gang laws, and all that, we would never be unified, right? You know what I'm
uh,
saying? For one. For two, we don't need to be unified in order to do what we need to do. We just need to have, like I said when we were talking personally, a like agenda again. To
mm,
be black was to stand for something. It
mm,
wasn't
I
just
don't
how
think
you
we.
dance. It just wasn't how you rapped. It wasn't how cool you was and all that. No, that's not what it is. So we need to stand on a
mm,
like-minded purpose and agenda.
mm,
You see what I'm saying?
mm.
So
So you don't think
True,
that's
without that,
true.
you don't think that's unity?
That's
Because you
unity.
said we do not need to be unified. We just need
Uh,
blase blase. But that's
when
unity.
I'm
Uni means to be in form, like uniform. Uni means to be one.
mm,
Universe,
mm, mm,
one verse, uniform, one form, unity, one
yeah, but
movement.
not in a look of all black people ain't gonna get along because we have to have different branches of certain things, right? We know
Okay.
this to be true to work. You see what I'm saying? So A ain't gonna know what B know, and
mm,
B ain't gonna know what C know automatically. You see what I'm saying? Because it's
Okay.
not in their best interest. I need you to only focus on what I got you for. I need you to focus on your strengths. I need you to focus on your strengths. And we all have different strengths, and
mm,
that's what it is. You
In
see what
that
I'm saying?
structure,
mm,
that type of structuring, you need some components of
mm.
unity to obtain that.
Principle,
Exactly.
right? An agenda. So what's the agenda?
Mm,
The agenda is to make sure that we stay out of the fight because we don't have no dog in the fight.
mm.
We do
Because
have
they
a dog
going
in the fight.
no,
Our
we
very
don't.
existence,
Most
our
people
very
that
existence is
dies
the
in a
dog that we have in
war,
the fight.
you can't get rid of us because they ain't been able to. It's no way in heck you can get rid of us. That is the wrong thing to worry about because guess what? You gonna die. I'm gonna die. He don't, and it ain't gotta be. It could be 100 years from now. It could be 200 years from now. Nigga, you gone.
Mhm.
So why are you trying to fight eradication when you will be depleted?
It's not
Uh,
about me. It's about my kids and my kids' kids.
So you
I
telling me
may
in a
not make
million
100%,
years
but I
and
have to ensure
thousands
that
of
my
years of
children
humanity?
have an amazing opportunity to make it to the promised land. It's not about us. I
They
understand that I'm going
will.
to die one day, but if I want my death to mean liberation for my kids, your kids, his kids,
Cool.
his grandkids, etc.
Cool. Right.
uh,
And that's what we're doing
It's so
now.
many times a lot of our people's die in vain,
This
cripping in
this
blood,
is more.
um, spoken and loken, so on and so forth. You just died in vain. How did your death benefit your kids? How did your death benefit your
I didn't
family?
have to
And a lot of us
die.
die without even insurance. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the actuality of this reality that we call gang banging in street life. Our death creates
Exactly.
worse
So only
than
thing
gang.
we gotta do, yay, is don't gangbang, and it wouldn't be that problem. You didn't kill all the BS right there. Stop gangbanging. Period.
How many? I
Stop cripping
disagree.
and stop blooding.
It's bigger than gang banging. This
It
ain't just
ain't
about
bigger
gang
than
banging.
gangbanging. It ain't bigger than gangbanging because brothers that don't gangbang go to college and they do things. And they don't just
Been under
hold on
attack.
to
I
the
disagree.
legacy of
We already
gangbanging.
been under
You
I
attack.
got a
disagree.
legacy that's
I
bigger
can't hear
than
you, T.
gangbanging.
I say we already been under attack from way back in the day. We been under attack from the
Attack?
motherfucking slave plantation to the plantation right here on this in our land right here. I got
Right.
sentenced to 13 years. Had to go walk 11 of them off. That's a slave plantation.
Righteous.
The
Right.
courthouse is an auction block. They
What
sentenced
you
us
go to
up
Right.
jail
because
for,
we
T?
at war. They
What
trying
you
to
go to
take us
jail
down,
for?
especially when you're trying to be a leader. If you're a leader in your community, listen, the powers that be gonna try to find a way to knock you down because guess what? They do not want you to lead the people. They already said J. Edgar Hoover already
Damn, he was spending
He
some
was
real
cooking.
shit too.
The biggest threat to America is the black
J.
man. Unity of the
Yeah,
black
Yeah,
man. Go
J.
ahead,
yeah,
Edgar
Hoover.
yeah. That's
Hoover.
what he was about to say.
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover said that he trying to prevent another black messiah from raising up in the ghetto. He don't want nobody to teach nobody. That's
Right.
what
Yeah,
they
but
don't
Edgy,
want.
you know,
We are a
have you?
threat. They look at us as a threat. That's why Public Enemy came out with that name, Public Enemy number one, because the black man is Public Enemy number one.
Yeah,
Right.
but they
So
was
we
Now,
coming
all
from
if
a
I
gonna be
may
pan.
underdog
piggyback,
in the
They
fight.
was they was coming from a pan African outlook perception. We not pan Africans.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? We fail in our perception, and you following something that contradicts your belief.
I don't have no belief.
It's not a
You gotta
whole truth.
you
It's
gotta
not a
know.
whole truth, and at certain points, people do have to realize that truths become irrelevant.
Huh.
Even if it's true, it holds no bearings.
Hmm.
okay, I can dig that. If I can piggyback real quickly off of what T just said about them attempting to keep the next black messiah from coming into existence or coming into a position of power. Me personally, I perceive that as our dog in a fight. We all know, well, some of us believe and some of us know that this situation is going on with the Venezuelan gang members coming over here. We know that it's government funded. We know that the government is giving them weapons. It's all over the news. We know that the government is giving them food stamps and aid to come into these communities that's mixed communities or predominantly black communities and create subterfuge and sabotage. We know that. So the government is now paying them to do their dirty work. And if we are the victors of this inner minority debacle, then the government, they don't have to worry about us putting up that much of a fight because our resources and our strength and all that may be depleted by fighting these immigrants and these Latinos. If it comes to that.
Uh-uh. Why? So why haven't anybody said the word Homeland Security?
Homeland
Why?
Security is aware of it. They let it happen. It's articles all over the news. Homeland Security was aware that the young man, the Venezuelan man who gunned down a police officer, that he was a part of a gang in Venezuela. They let him come through. But if it's government
Hmm.
funded terrorism, the government agencies isn't going to allow it to happen. Just
Huh.
like you
Huh.
have individuals in the Jordan Downs, you have individuals in the PJs, and the niggas is in the Hacianas that's co-opted. They're working for the government to keep us at odds and beefing and
Hmm.
killing each other and
Can I
going war on this government-funded terrorism.
can I just throw this out there? Can I just throw this out
Sir.
there? In about I want to say like 2004, they made every gang in LA from Crips and Bloods. If you was in up under any fashion, you was considered to be a terrorist, right? Domestic
Gang
terrorist.
injunction.
Right.
That's
Well,
gang
that's where
injunction.
gang injection came from because you were
Yeah.
labeled as a terrorist, right? A domestic terrorist.
Huh.
None of these groups and gangs that you're saying from Honduras is nowhere near in any foul considered to be any kind of terrorist.
How you know that?
Because I was looking it up today. I'll tell you who's considered to be a terrorist. Because we did
But
have a prevision on here. So instead of me just talking out my ass, what I did
uh,
was I went and I studied and I got notes, right?
okay. Yeah.
So Homeland Security, what they indicted as significance of terrorist attack. No, they have Iran,
Mm-hmm.
Syria, North Korea, and Cuba. To
Mm-hmm.
this day, that's the only people they have as
Terror.
out or international terrorists, right? And inside of war acts, right? That they
Yeah.
put sanctions on is what they call. So you have to look up these things called sanctions. You have to look up what it is. You have to look up why the Homeland Security do it and funding different wars and whatnot, and then seeing where we fall in it, right? And where
Mm-hmm.
we fall in it is nowhere.
Okay. Well, can I ask you this?
The only thing that puts us there is that we will not leave the hood.
Okay. Can I ask you this?
Yes, sir.
Um, why
I'm gonna step
why
off the
are
mic
they
right here.
funding? Why are they giving these immigrants, these outsiders, come inside America and get the benefits that they're getting? And why are the people that's from America is not getting the same benefit that they're getting? Why are we overlooked? Why are we dehumanized through these higher ups and let these individuals come from wherever land they come from, Venezuela, wherever. They come in outside as the outsiders and come in and start benefiting off our hard work. I mean, off the American hard work. Why do you
Yeah.
think they doing that? I don't think it's just to be kind or I mean, it could be just for kindness, but like I said, it's just just got to expect the unexpected, and we prepare for the unexpected.
Okay.
That's all.
The
Okay.
United States
Well.
government doesn't do things because it's kind. It does things because it
It's,
has an esoteric agenda
it's,
and it's looking to advance its political power or it's looking to gain more power for its corporation. They don't do things out of the kindness of their heart. They did it
I
before in
know.
1966. The American government did it before in 1966 when they let all the Cubans come over here and they gave them
Right.
jobs, they gave them this and they
Right.
gave them that. So this
Right.
is nothing new. But when the Cubans came over here, they was down there in Miami and Florida and whatnot. What did they do? They got
So
training.
so so do you think that they're not going to do that to the Hondurans once they use them for their purpose, the same way they did back in '60, and the same way they did
Mm,
the other people in 70 79, then they did again with the
mm,
Irans in 80, whatever, and you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
mm.
It's a pattern here and the
Yeah.
only thing that you seem not to see is that you niggas just won't leave the hood.
We see it.
Well,
It's always a political agenda. When the United
Oh
States
yeah,
went over
yeah.
there and
But
they were
we
supporting
fight
and they were
against
supporting
it.
the Afghanistan army, when they were supporting them
Right.
against the Soviets, it was a political agenda. When they allowed the Cubans to come over here in 1966, it was a political agenda going against the
Right.
communist state or the communist country of Cuba. Every time they do something of this nature, it's a political agenda.
and
And
you
we
know what that
have
agenda
no
is?
political power.
You know what
This
that
Black,
agenda
army
is?
will
we
terminate
have
us.
no political power. We
Hey, you
have
know what the
no
agenda is?
political power.
Divide
Yes,
and conquer.
divide and
That's
conquer,
what,
right?
Divide and conquer.
It's not.
Slogan
that's
plain
the
and simple. That's
But
it.
I'm saying,
divide and conquer.
are we looking at it from an American point of view? Are we being short sighted and just looking at it like a nigga problem?
I'm looking at a nigga point of view. That's the only
See
thing
what
I
I'm
can just see.
saying? And that's why we
I mean,
can't see the
I
big
That's
mean,
a
picture
horrible
because
I'm,
you in America, you are considered to be less than a person. It take all of us, right, to be
oh,
something.
They
mm-hmm.
did said that. They said that in the
And so,
Dred
why you
Scott
don't
trilogy.
believe that
They just
then?
try to
So why you think they still calling you a minority even though you is more than you than white folk
Mm-hmm.
and everybody else? If everything
hold
Mm-hmm.
on.
you hit turned black and you got all these mixed people out here, why
Mm-hmm.
are they still calling you a minority then if you consider to be a whole person even in 2024?
Mm-hmm.
because the
What you was
United
about to
States
say, T?
corporation, the United States corporation, still trying to look at us like we have a person. They just quoted that Donald Trump whole
I
press
know.
quoted that he said that Kamala Harris can't be a president due to the Dred Scott case. That come back from
Hmm.
slavery. So we already been in this cycle. So we always had a place in the fight. And what they try to do, they try to eliminate what you say they can't
No,
eliminate. They know they
you
can't do it. We know they
don't
can't
have
do
a
it, but they
place
still
is what
trying.
he just told you because of that case. You have already been considered to be no. That's why they picking niggas that ain't Americans to be the black president, but they really are tethers. They not really black
African
ex-slaves,
Americans. African Americans. They're picking
right?
people who are African Americans to be considered for that political position because they don't have slave blood. Barack
That's what I'm
Obama
Mm-hmm.
has
saying.
slave blood.
That's
Kamala
what I'm
Harris
saying.
has no
They not us. They
American
not like
slave
us.
blood. Right.
They not like us. And she's been sitting here lying about where she grew up at, the things she ate, the people that she's around. She's been sitting here, but then we sitting here having a conversation, and ain't nobody, none of us said nothing about our sister. Oh man, I
Angela
just went.
Davis.
Melina Abdullah, Dr. Melina Abdullah, you talking about?
Heck
Who's
no,
running
I'm
for
talking about.
president?
I'm talking about
We can go to Angela
Maxine
Davis.
Waters.
Oh, Maxine.
Oh,
That's not bad.
Maxine.
I
Maxine
always
Waters.
put up on
Auntie.
Maxine.
What
I
about
I'm
her?
always put up
chill
on
on that. I'm gonna
Maxine.
chill on that. Out of
And
respect for
No,
RedMan, I'm
because
gonna sit on it. I ain't
Hey,
gonna
and this is all I'm
hey,
saying.
hey,
This is
brother.
all I'm
Hey,
saying.
I'm with you, brother. I'm
This is
with
all
you,
I'm
brother.
saying. This
Hey,
is
hey,
all
okay.
I
I'm
got.
saying, right? We
We
all
gotta
have
be
a right
mindful
to
when we
our
throw certain
opinion.
names out there
Yeah,
because certain
exactly.
names is attached to certain
Yeah,
levels of corruption and oppression
right.
for our people. When we
All
throw
right,
Yeah.
certain names out there,
but
they gotta be right
listen
under
what
that.
I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. That's still looking at it in that with all due respect from a nigga point of view
See, my
because
info,
we can
but
look
wait a
at
minute. See, I'm
Trump,
looking at it from a
we can
nigga
look at
perspective.
Kamala Harris,
I'm
we can
viewing it
look at
from a
all these
global
other people.
perspective. I'm not
The
looking at it
world
from a
point of view.
singular nigga perspective. I'm looking at
I'm
it from a
saying this.
global perspective.
I'm
I have
saying
spent over 10 years of studying my real enemy. And
right,
everywhere my enemy go, he creates confusion, conflict, and
right,
division.
And chaos.
This
right.
is his game. He is
But
a war inclined individual, and everything about him is about being in a better position of power to dominate and oppress. That's what I'm looking at it from.
business.
Not from
He's
a singular
business.
nigga perspective. I'm looking at it from a global perspective. When he went to
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Afghanistan,
not with it.
he divided the peoples. When he went to Iran, he divided the people. When he went to Africa, he divided the people. When he went to Mexico, he divided the people. Everywhere this individual goes, he's creating confusion, conflict, and division.
See, now I look at it like this. I look at everywhere he go, he has an extreme amount of influence.
Yeah.
Mm.
What come behind him is destruction. That's the same
No,
thing
no,
with
no. He's
Destruction.
telling
Christopher
you
This
Moon.
when he's
individual
showing
is
you.
afraid of the
This is when
destruction
he's
that this
showing
enemy
you.
can bring.
Think that
It's a
Christopher
war
Moon was
tactic. It's a war
Martin
tactic
Luther
that has
King
nothing to do
and
with
Malcolm
us.
X when they was gonna take
They said that,
black view to the world court. They
right?
murdered all them brothers.
They
So
sure
we
Right.
did.
been under attack. Patrice
But
Lumumba,
but but why
Malcolm
but why are
X,
we
and
still in the
Martin Luther
army
King
then? Why
was
are
There
we
we
taken
still
go.
going
over
out
to
there?
the world court, right?
Mm.
And that was political. You talking politics?
Right.
That was political. They was taking the
Damn.
Damn.
Oh shit. Hey,
I'm
they
saying.
listening.
Go ahead.
They
Go
They was
ahead.
listening.
taking America to the world court, and guess what happened to all of them?
What?
All of them was murdered to prevent that.
Yeah, but
Mm.
that
So
same
we
thing
do have a
happened in the
political agenda
Tuskegee
in this, right?
Airmen, and we've been figuring out right now that for the past 60 years that these have still been taking place. Like even though we thought this was a past issue, it's still something that the study is still going on and it's generational. You see what I'm saying? So all these things become nonchalant and bullshit because it doesn't solve the problem by having those type of conversations because we've been having those same conversations for the past 60 years and nothing has changed. Why be scared to talk about something new? Why be scared to talk about anybody in politics and talk about their corruption when you gotta be corrupt? You gotta play
Mm.
the game. If I don't show you that I'm a snake too, guess what? You're not even gonna let me in the grass. So I have to give a certain amount of to show that yeah, I'm with you, but it's about what I do when I get there. So when she got there, undoubtedly she didn't do what they wanted her to do. So they snatched everything from they snatched a bank. She had a bank. She had enough money behind her to fund a bank.
Who's that again?
Maxine Waters, you didn't know that? She had
Oh,
her bought her
I
own
didn't
new
know
bank.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
see,
didn't
that's
know
what I'm talking about.
that.
You
Hey,
see,
we know this sister personally.
But yeah.
We
I'm
know
not
her
talking.
personally. We didn't have
Saying,
private
I'm saying,
conversations with this sister. Very, very revealing and revelating conversations with this sister. So it's not speculation. It's not things that individuals go on the internet and look up. This is personal experience with this particular
I never
person.
said speculation. I never said
Mm.
speculation. I never said nothing about her not being corrupt. I said we
Yeah.
have yet to talk about her, and we from Watts, and we have people that can be in the fight that represent and have a voice from us, but we rather it be from somebody who don't have no to like that's so far from us. Hold on.
Oh, well, hey, brother. Let me say this here. Okay. That's why to us, the new leadership to bring the knowledge to the people, to the masses, to all people. And it's up to us if we'll be considered just like them if we don't. Understand? You feel me? If you got knowledge of self empowerment and community empowerment, you got to share that. It's a must that you do that because you are from the city. You from that community. We are from that community, and so it's a must that we have
That's our
to
duty.
to span that knowledge out and speak that knowledge out, regardless of how individuals may think that we're too ghetto or we not think. No, if we don't know, if our people is asleep like we've been asleep, and we have and the people with knowledge that have knowledge and keep us unaware about what's going on, then we come on. Then how can the people wake up if we don't have if they don't know the knowledge, if we're not giving them the knowledge, if they don't have the opportunity to to be to hear the knowledge or even seek. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us. Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
brother.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you
Oh
land.
well. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's up to the new leadership because the past leadership they didn't do that. We had to find out on our own, and we had to go through the whole mud. But now, look, we are that. We are them people. We are them people that's highly educated and that's highly motivated for our community. So it's a must that we speak and talk to our communities about what we know and what's the possibilities of economical growth and what we can do. If we can't allow like the cricket politicians, we can't allow these individuals that's already had the opportunity to give knowledge. And we can't, yeah, we can't be like them. They so it's a must that we do us and put the info and put the knowledge out there. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying. I gotta watch certain things that I
Hey,
gotta say.
yeah.
Mm.
And me personally, because I don't be letting people talk too much. So just let me get my shit out the way. And I'm gonna stop. I say this to you, Red. Whew, um, how do I say this? For one, all the advertisements and stuff you see on TV and all the talk that you see on TV is for the poor man.
Mm.
The intelligent man and the man with the money, he's reading politics. He already know what's going on because he's reading the newspaper before it hits the news.
Hmm.
Right? And they're having these conversations. So they using all this money to get to a low-minded person, which
Mm.
means we have more influence than we think we have. They want us to vote. They want us to show up. They want us to be a part of it. They want us, and I'm not just talking about this. I'm talking about Americans, the low man, period,
True.
right? So they're focusing on you when they're talking on the radio, when they're talking. These are senses of propaganda. We know this already. So you have to be reading this, and then you have to have insider once you're reading that to determine what's real and what's just propaganda, even in the newspaper. If you don't have no type of resources to go back and say, hey man, is this true? If this, that, then we all really don't know, right? Like my man Ye was just saying, we know people personally, so we don't have to speculate. We can talk to them and blah blah blah. So these are how intelligent people work. You know what I'm saying? So all this propaganda is only going for the low-minded people. So we have
Mm.
to realize that first. You know what I'm saying? So once we realize that, we have to realize that if we're not going to be like them, then we need not to have these conversations because we need not to build a government because you're not going to have a government without killers, excuse me, unalivers, army, soldiers, all that in order to take thresholds of different places, goods, and keep the people themselves, the civilians, protected. So we really do need these folks,
Mm.
only because
Yes.
we're not unified and we have to be in the reality of where we stand.
Mm. Mm.
You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? What you're gonna do is lead a gang. Like let's look at it from a gangbanger's point of view. We all from a hood, and we all have allegedly put in some type of work in order to be from where we from. You know what I'm saying, and have the legitimacy to be because that's allegedly the way the system works. Let's just say everybody gets put on that way. So you get beat up, and then you go out there and unalive somebody. Let's just say that. So if we were really going by those terms, how many people are really from your hood? Most of the people are just in your environment and they just following whatever they see and they like they really don't have no influence, they don't really make no moves. And you have to look at the world the same way. You
Mm.
do not have what you
Mm.
think you have, even if you unify all the game bangers, because it's only 1% of all the game bangers that's really going to go out there and do something. So you
True.
still don't have a regime. Like what I'm saying is it really be for nothing. So we have to work on our
Mm.
principles and our strongholds. And in order to do that, we need to retreat.
You say
So basically,
retreat?
you just give up and give in.
How
Retreat?
do you give up on something and you act like you living like somebody in India? Them people got all that money, but they still ain't got no shoes. They still eating off dirt. This is America. Let's not get it twisted. We got toilets, bathrooms, lighting systems. You see what I'm saying? Running water. We got the ability to get jobs. We got the ability to grow economically. We do have everything that we need, and that's why a lot of black people are succeeding, and everybody's not going to succeed. It's not like that. It has never been like that. And really, this is the most the majority have succeeded in all the history
Mm. Okay.
without it being
Me myself,
classism.
me myself,
Mm.
I don't feel like we should surrender at all. What I think we should do
Who
Hell
is
no.
is come
we?
together.
Who is we? You
Why you always blocking ball?
and
They
this don't
cold. They
have
always blocking ball.
nothing to do with nothing. This don't have nothing to do with nothing. But what I'm saying is, I'm
Mecca.
saying this. I'm saying, how can a dude sit right here on the phone with somebody who he was born to know as his enemy, and then go to somebody who has never met, talked to, have no influence on, or nothing like that, and say, "What war?"
Mm. Mm.
You said you got to clean up your house first. You said that, T.
Yeah,
Mm.
So how you gonna go out there and talk about we can't retreat and we can't do this and what war? You can't stop the war in Watts. You can't
that's
stop the
where it
war in the
started. That's
Imperial
why I said
Courts.
it started in your house. I said you
Mm.
got a clean house
In
Mm.
before
order
you
to
reach
do
out to
that, what are we
anybody else.
standing on?
First and
What are we
foremost, you got to go
cleaning?
clean your
And
house.
how do
What
we know
happened?
what to
You
clean?
remember you remember 1992, don't you? Don't you remember 1992? The
I
Yeah.
people
remember
Hmm.
when all the people was on
1992.
our gym field. You remember
Uh,
that,
Yes,
don't you?
I
sir.
remember that.
That was in Watts.
uh,
That was
Right.
peace. The police broke that up. We didn't break that up. The police
mm.
Right.
infiltrated that
But
and
the
broke
but the
that up.
police couldn't break that up if in 1960 whatever it was, the CIA did already infiltrate, and FBI already did infiltrate. Excuse me, not the CIA, because that's out of the country, but the FBI entered the country. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only difference between the CIA and the
Mm.
FBI. You feel what I'm saying? One is on foreign land and one is on domestic land. You feel what I'm saying? They had already told you that they had infiltrated every group and every organization inside of the black community. And this is before gang banging already started. So that means some of the brothers that started the gang banging was already bad.
Mm.
Co-opted. Co-opted.
Mm.
I mean, I keep on telling you that the only problem we got is that we just need to stop gang banging altogether, and we just need to just get the hell out the hood.
It's
Mm.
always gonna be gang bang. It's always gonna be
No,
gangs.
no, no. It's always gonna be some type. I
Problems.
mean, why nigga can't be a kappa? Why nigga can't be? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna
That's
always
game
be
banging too.
something.
That's
I'm
game
just
banging
I
too.
feel
saying.
like
Kappa.
No,
That's
no, it's
game banging
not
too.
because it
Kappa.
doesn't hold
Yeah.
on the same
Religion is the
principles.
game banging. Religion is
Oh
game banging.
man, no, it's
The
not.
police
no,
is
it's
a
not.
Game
gang.
banging. Game banging is the only thing that we grew up saying. Nigga, I'm gonna either
Uh,
die or go to jail.
uh, okay.
I look
Let
at
me
it
tell
like
you.
this.
Can I say
And
something?
not
Yeah.
being no
Uh,
capper,
uh,
not being no
okay.
policeman,
Okay.
not being nothing else. It's either life in jail or life.
Uh,
I
uh,
got it easy
okay.
by sitting in this wheelchair.
All right.
It's the
Okay.
only thing that's like that.
Okay. Let me say. Can I say this? Can I say one thing? Look here. Now, when you do the history lesson of this game banging, now, my thing is, I am an ex gang member, and I followed up, and I followed up the origin of our gang banging, and you know the origin of it is from religion. Then think about the religion parts of it. You got Muslims, you got the Christians, you got the Jews, you got all these individuals that was praising, and they was killing. They just sliced your head before they got. And that's what you read. I mean, that's what I was reading back then. Now we took it to a whole other level because now it's street. We kept it on the street because we were trying to protect our own, just like the religion part. So that's why I say, I mean, you got to the original originators of this gangbang is religion. If you think about it, because
I think
if you wasn't praising to their God, they would cut your head off. You know what I mean? They was going to war. They was going to war for not praising their God. So so you don't think that's gangbanging? That shit, that
no,
was shit. That
no,
Hell yeah,
because
that's
they was
gang
praising their
banging.
no,
God.
no, no, no,
Hell
no.
yeah, that's
Oh,
gang banging. That's most
I
definitely a
mean,
form of
I
gang
mean,
banging.
look,
They
I
just ain't
mean,
define it
the
and call it
and the
that. But that's
religion, you.
same
I'm saying
dynamic.
they had a purpose. They had a purpose
Oh, but
that
we have a
didn't.
purpose too.
We had a
What's your
purpose,
purpose? What
protecting the
is your
black
purpose?
community, the black women and
Exactly.
children.
No, 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 no. I haven't seen that. I was born in 1984. I haven't seen none of that shit you talking about right now.
But you wasn't
Uh,
around
yeah,
during
you
the
wasn't around
insurrection.
there.
And
Listen, what
blood,
I'm
you wasn't
saying,
born.
they
See, look,
wasn't
check this out.
around. They
And I'm
didn't get
pretty
to
sure
do it
T, and
because
I'm
they
pretty
was
sure Red, you know,
kids
they
and they
had the
didn't have the
spook hunters. Y'all
resources or
familiar
the
with them, right? The
influence to
spook
do
hunters.
it.
The
What I'm
spook
saying
hunters
is
lived in
this.
Compton. They lived in Linwood and Southgate. They'll come to watch and they'll target black folks. So what we
Right,
created was the spook hunters. And that's one of the
right,
first gangs that was in Los Angeles. The
right.
spook hunters. The brothers that stood up and said, no, man, when they crossed that border on Linwood, we got something for their ass. So we
Not the
created
Black
gangs.
Panthers. Not the Black Panthers or anything like that before then. You said the spook hunters.
In what?
So you
The
telling me
Black
that,
Panthers,
Black
inception is
telling
in
me
Oakland. That's the same area, and then they
you
spread
telling
up.
me that the Watts riots wasn't derived from the Black Panthers and the Black Panthers settlement
I said
inside the
nothing about
Watts?
the Watts riots. I made no mention of the Watts riots. You speculate that, and you're introducing that concept.
No, I'm
I said
asking
nothing
you
about
when
it.
you say
I'm talking about the spook hunters and the
them,
spook
and I said,
hunters.
and
The spook hunters came into Watts, and they used
were
to
they
target black people. So we
were,
organized and we mobilized against that, and they
were they
some of the
before?
first coming out of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And what year was this?
1950s, 1960s. But you got to understand the Panthers started in Oakland. And then that's when they began to spread out. That's an Oakland situation. That was something that the brothers was doing up there in the Bay. But it was so.
You saying in California? Because it's older places in other places like Boston, New York. It's
I'm
older.
talking about Watts, Los Angeles. I mentioned Los Angeles. I'm talking about Los Angeles. We all know what gangs started in America. Gangs started in New York with the dead rabbits and the Five Corner Boys and all that. It's when the Polish people was coming over here, American-born white folks trying to say, oh man, they're gonna take our resources, they're gonna take our jobs. So they're going to their communities and they'll beat the shit out of them. They said, no, man, we can't allow these American-born Caucasians to continue to come over here and beat on us. So we're going to organize and we're going to stand up to them. We're going to organize and we're going to start our own businesses. The first gangs in America was white people. They made a movie about it. It's called The Gangs of New York.
Right. Which is not on the same principles as Crippin' and Blood.
It is
Why
on the
not?
same. How can
Why
it not
not?
be?
Because it had no
American-raised
growth.
white folks were going into the Polish and the Jewish
I've
communities
seen,
and whooping
I
their
have yet.
ass, and then the Polish and the Jewish folks say, "No,
Okay.
we gotta organize so we can
Give me a
mobilize." And the
picture.
next time they come, we gonna whoop their ass. It's the same principles as when the spook hunters was coming into
Find me a
Los
picture.
Angeles into Watts, targeting us.
Find me a
It's the same
picture.
principles. But the thing is, we wasn't
Of
going after jobs and create unions.
So we don't have the same principles and the same agenda. That's all I want you to say.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, you're right. You're right about that. We don't have. We didn't
Comparing
see.
something, you comparing a cat to a dog.
No, no. Well,
No,
it's similar, but it's
all
different.
about the
The gender is
improvement,
different.
the
They all
betterment,
got
It's
and the
similar, but
coordinates
protection
and
the
of the
gender is
money,
people.
different.
and you gotta feed them and take them outside to use the bathroom. You right.
What was the mafia doing then?
The same thing.
These Italian gangs, they
The
was doing
same
stuff, right?
thing.
They
The
was
only
doing,
difference
they had
is
illegal liquor back then, right? That's just like
Mm-hmm.
drugs.
what
That's
I'm
like
what I'm
drugs right now today. They had
what I'm. Oh, I'm glad he got cut
Hey,
off
hey,
right there.
yo,
So what I'm saying is because I want to talk. No, I'm like, I'm just messing with y'all. Go ahead, Big T.
the Italian mafia, what they was doing. That was a gang, right?
yeah,
Right.
Yes.
They was pushing illegal liquor. They was unaliving and everything. Ain't that the
exactly.
same thing that was happening out here? It's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. So gangs was already happening. We had to create our own thing to
Oh,
protect our community like they was protecting theirs. Because if
Yeah.
not, we're going to be overthrown. What we going to do?
Yeah.
Surrender. One thing I know about a problem, you can't run from a problem. If you get
Mm.
shit right here, you can go to New
We
York.
ran from slavery. We ran from slavery, nigga.
No, we
Underground
didn't. You know about
railroad,
Nat
niggas
Turner?
was
All
running.
slaves didn't run. You know about Nat Turner?
Yeah, the
Nat
people
Turner
who
wasn't
didn't
doing no
run,
running. He was
the
doing
people who
unaliving.
didn't run is the reason why we got Juneteenth. Other than that, all the other niggas was gone.
Nat Turner didn't run. You got to do some
I'm
studying.
just saying,
Nat Turner
man. You
didn't
talk about
run,
one
and
person,
then
man. We talk about a whole community, OG.
Pause.
And
Nat
then
Turner wasn't the only one that rebelled though, but
I'm
they
I'm
not
got
saying
Exactly.
saying
a
he
whole lot of
See,
isn't.
people.
that's the only
I'm
one they
listen,
know
saying,
about.
but
He had a whole
listen,
crew.
proud.
I'm not
But when it
saying
makes
that.
us
I'm not
proud, it makes
saying
us
that.
stand up to the
What
establishment.
I'm
But they
saying
only
is,
see this Nat Turner because they burnt him up, they diced him into pieces, and they
hello,
mutilated him.
hello. Now talk to me about something again. You tell me about safety and influence and all this, who these people was. That nigga died. He didn't move and free the people. They don't talk about him. They talk about
That's
Rosa Parks run. I mean, excuse me. They talk about
Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman running, and we all know that that was just a code name for a gang.
And the cold thing about it, they use stuff like that. They teach you certain things in your history class when we was going to school right here in the United States to brainwash you, right? They don't want to
Right.
know. They don't want you to know about no Nat Turner. They're gonna think they're gonna show you when they show us a movie in class. This what they're gonna show us roots. Somebody getting
I
stripped
never
for their
seen
name.
Roots.
All our people get stripped for their name though. All the people was standing up. Everybody didn't get stripped for their name. Everybody getting put
He
up.
Exactly.
did.
Their name wasn't Kunta, and then they
You
turned it
showed
into
it in the
Toby.
movie. You showed it
You
on
know,
your podcast. Your podcast is called. Go ahead and drop it for us because you ain't said it, brother.
oh, Riddle Me This Cafe.
Riddle Me This Cafe. Now, on Riddle Me
Uh huh.
This Cafe, my brother Coleon put up a short, of the fiddler telling the other girl about Kunta, and she was like, "Yeah, you ain't never seen no nigga from Africa before." And woo, they why, woo, why, woo, why, when it was already brothers here, so we know that. We know that to be. They showed you that, right? You assumed everything in the confusion is an assumption because you know now who you are. So you assumed who you was. You assumed which one was you. You put Toby and made you Toby. You could have been Fiddler. See, we
I ain't say
failed in
I
our
was Toby.
perception.
I
We
said that's
failed
what they
in our
teach you in the
perception,
classes
man.
in United States in history class.
That's not what
They
I'm
show us
saying.
movies of
Of
roots, right?
facts
And then when we
that we
leave
were
out of that
slaves.
to
class, guess what
program you,
happened?
to condition you.
Guess what happened when we go out of that class though? Anything that wasn't black getting whooped on straight up.
I mean, that's what you
That's what
did,
I'm
but
saying. Wasn't no Toby
I
get
seen the
whooped on shit
movie.
after
When
they
I
saw
seen the
movies.
movie, and the first time I seen Roots, I was already adopted, and I was out here in the IE, and I was the only black kid in that class, right? And they was in the middle of Roots. They was in the point where they had already cut off this dude foot, and he was already going by Kunta. So I had never got to see that part until you showed it to me. I didn't know. I've never seen the complete Roots, right? But this is the part that I did see before I left the class. They was like, what's that on your head? Sun on my head, master. That sun on my. He did that, and he was following behind the master when he was walking, one leg and all. Um, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my
Yep.
earphones went out.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Okay.
All right. So Kunta was walking behind the master and telling him he was speaking English now, and he was telling him, "Oh, the sun. That's the sun. That's the ground. The ground under my feet." So he's speaking English now, right? Now, I had said that to say, now, at the end of that class it was a dude. His name was his brother name was Papu. His name was Topu. They was from Bengali. You feel me? A Muslim. You feel me? But he was about the same color as me almost. And he turned to me with tears in his eye. I was confused. I had never even knew about slavery, right? So coming from the ghetto, right? So I had never even knew about slavery. And he looks to me and he's crying with tears in his eyes. He say, "I'm glad I'm not the only black person in the class anymore."
Mm.
From Bengali,
Mm.
right? This is true story, factual to
Yeah.
be actuals. You feel me? And
Mm.
so like I said again, we lose in our perception. He was more hurt about the movie than I was. I was wondering why all these white folk turned to me talk about I'm sorry, and I'm like, shit, I ain't never had a job, let alone be a slave. I didn't even understand what I was watching. They understood it more than I did. You see what I'm saying? So we've just failed in our perception. You put yourself in the foot of that man when we had already. I put my foot in the man who had overcome those
Oh no,
situations.
I didn't say I was Kunta. I said this is the movies that they show us in history class to program us. I never said I put
But
my
it
foot
but
in no
it only
Cobra.
programs you to
Listen,
what you wanted because you chose to be Kunta instead of the fiddler.
Mm.
I never said nothing about me bitten. So you missed. it must be flying over
I'm
your
saying,
head
I'm saying you
because
wouldn't
I
have been
said that
programmed
they
wrong
teach it
unless you
in
either thought you
school.
was the master being a black man or you thought you was Kunta being a black
No,
man.
no, 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 no. What I'm
Other
saying
Nah,
than
is
that ain't
they
that,
what
never
the homie
taught you.
said, cuz.
I
That ain't
I
what he said.
said
This nigga David
they
crazy.
taught you that in school and didn't teach you about Nat Turner and them because they wanted to brainwash you. You missing the whole
He
point.
had conditioned you.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what the
but
homie
Listen,
but
said,
when they
man.
you
taught
pulling
me,
up
but
my
when they
words.
taught me about
I ain't never said
Rome
nothing
and they
about that.
taught me about the Trojan horse, they taught me about the slavery of white folk too.
Listen,
Superiority complex in teaching to make them look superior, us look
It
inferior.
made me
exactly.
look superior
That's
because after
exactly what I'm
what I
talking about.
look at today is out of all you folk that have been enslaved on your own continent and on your own, that's all y'all. If y'all look like us, if you don't look like us, if you almost look like us, you had to leave in order to get your liberation. In order to get your liberty, you had to leave where you were. And guess what? I'm in a beautiful home that I want to be in, not that they put me in. You see, and I eat the food I want to eat. I go to places I want. I'm 21 and older. As long as I got my ID, I go anywhere I want.
But it still doesn't negate the fact that we are still disenfranchised and enslaved.
We really are, and it's not because of those reasons. It's because we failed to see what a bigger problem is. Because it's been millions of people fighting the same fight that everybody's trying to fight again today. Now that they so-called woke, but if you go back into the '80s, you will see that we've been having these conversations. When you go back into all the '80s, I don't care if it's from entertainment when they was telling you that all this that y'all doing and all this cussing and all this and all that. Why Luke had to go to the to the court. It wasn't because it was white folks. White folks don't care that niggas shaking their booty and cursing and all this and all that. It was the educated black people that was fighting against it, and we was fighting against our own people. See what I'm saying? We don't really want to take full accountability as men. That's why we don't have no leader. We have to understand that we have wrongs. We need to make U-turns and we need to reassess the things that we thought we knew because in today's age, it's all irrelevant when a person can pick up a telephone and change your whole environment.
We do have leaders. They're just co-opted, and they are actually enemies of the people in the advancement of us. We
So
do
we
have
have no
leaders.
leaders. I'm speaking about we in our agenda. We don't even have a set agenda to appoint a leader to lead. We don't have
This
one set
dialect right here
principle
is trying to
to
get us to
say,
the
hey,
point
all
where
black
we
people
have a leader.
unify. Say it again, T.
That's why we having this dialect right here. Because when we have a
Oh,
dialect like
mama.
this, it open individuals' minds, right, to want to have a leader, to want to unite, to want to get economic powers, to do all this stuff that we're talking about, right? And
That
it
want to
all goes
step
back
in
to the
there.
Venezuelans. We got to protect what we got, and that ain't good just go for Watts. That go for all over. To Denver,
All
where
of
they at right now, to Chicago,
mm,
where they at right now. We ain't just talking about Watts. I'm talking about a whole world view. I'm not just talking about the hood. No, it's bigger
mm-hmm,
than that. It's
mm-hmm,
way bigger than that. I'm talking about the whole world, right?
mm-hmm.
Black as a whole, and other people that's down here too. Because only blacks ain't the only ones that was fighting in our fight back in the days, neither.
Oh, we know.
Because
that's
we
why
was
I say
doing right by
anybody
everything
that
up in that
side
time,
with us.
you know.
Not just because you look like us, but if you pushing for real the same agenda.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If you really when I go out there, because I'm only gonna go out there for some real. I'm not look. I'm not going out there for BLM and white folk is getting on the freeway. Brothers ain't getting on the 105 freeway. See, that's not a black agenda. That's not a black person. Like black people ain't jumping in front of no car,
Mm,
especially to stop you from going to go get that money when we know it's already hard out here.
mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So you seeing who's leading this. So they feel like they can lead us more than we can lead us, and we waiting on that. Instead of us really just being leaders and saying, hey, check this out. You're not gonna come around me unless you hold a certain code about yourself.
and that's why we having this conversation.
See?
It
A
can
code
start
of
with us.
conduct.
Mm,
It
You know what I'm
start with
saying?
us.
A
That's what
set
the
of
whole conversation
principles.
is
You
about.
feel me?
mm,
A
Exactly what you just said is what the
like-minded.
whole conversation is being held for.
Yeah, and this is
They
what we
can't
need
lead
to
us.
start
We got to
pressing.
do it. That's why
I
we
don't
on
need
this
to start
podcast right
pressing.
now.
Cross, blood. That's automatic separation.
mm,
Gray Street TJ, Mona, automatic separate. You doing the job for them. You don't have to. You don't never
Mm.
have. Even within our hoods, we have different sets and hoods. It's all
Call
the
click.
whole concept of gang banging has become our problem in our division, and it's working. It's like a system of itself that the white folk. That's why we can't stop it because we looking at the wrong people. The police. The government. No, nigga, just stop saying cuz.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I can say cuz to anybody. And I can take blood from anybody. I can take this from that. I can take whatever. I'm from my tribe. I'm going to always be from my tribe. My tribe is the Imperial Courts. That's my
Mm,
tribe. You see what I'm saying?
mhm,
But at the same time, when I step out that house, I represent a different type. And yeah, I still got my blue rag on my scooty. But you know what? The look on people's faces when I say yes, sir, no, ma'am, to the average person, no matter if they're a teenager or an adult, they look at me with a shock when I got that blue rag going and I'm gangster and I got this gangster music. But when I open up my mouth, I really tell you where I'm from.
mm,
I'm from a place of on high. I'm
mm,
from a place of education. I'm from a place of a high vibration. I'm from a place of knowing with a purpose why I'm walking outside. I'm not just walking outside to go get a soda. I'm walking outside to go meet the man who's selling the soda and then go shake hands along the way and see who I can make. Now I'm going outside with a purpose to show you, just like I
mm,
showed you when my pants was down with all the rags around my head, around my wrists and
mm,
all that, and you knew what I represented then. You feel me? You don't know what I represent now, and it's gonna go by me always having my shirts buttoned up. I'm always with my pants up. I'm always looking presentable. You see what I'm
mm,
saying? And my conversation is gonna always be cool. It ain't never gonna be hostile. And if it is, I just get away from it
mm, mm,
because these
mm,
are just conversations. These have no emotions to it. So when we having these conversations, and this is just me, you feel me?
mm,
And I feel like most men, we need to start doing that. We need to be able to understand where a person coming from, and before I
mm,
just react, I thought. See, I already came, and I'm talking so much because, as you guys seen, I had notes, and we already had a prevision of what we was going to talk about. You feel what I'm saying? So I already
mm,
knew where y'all wanted to lead it, and I brought it back here because I'm telling you. The meek shall inherit the earth, not the
mm,
warriors, not the fighters, not none of that.
mm,
You
Hey,
see what I'm talking about?
hey, I'm
So when
hey,
you
I'm live
start
right
doing
now.
it
I'm gonna
like
meet you
that,
right
you got
back.
to realize that it's time for us to fall back and get self together
All
while
right, I'm
we
about to
asking
send you the
everybody,
link.
and why they ain't doing this and why they ain't doing that and shit. Why
We
can
talking about
somebody come over
I
here
got
who
my
can't
partner
speak our
RedMan from
language
the front down from Grace Street on here
and
with us, and
read
we
the
talking about
contracts and do this?
representatives.
Why
Well, we
ain't
talking about the
and why
Venezuelan
is and
gangs
why
coming
we
into
not
America and do they
tripping
pose
and
a threat
attacking
to
at
us.
the doors the same
mm,
way we do when we trip and attack at each
All right,
other's
so
front doors? Why are
all
we
right,
not
what's up,
using
man?
that same energy
Hey,
to
you
go
could
to
have
the
just
county
came and get.
building to make sure I
All
get
right,
my
don't trip.
money and
I'm
not
gonna
do
hit you.
this and do that? Like, you see what I'm saying? The principles that we're
All right, I'm gonna
standing on
send you the link. You ain't
right
got to show
here,
your
the
face or nothing.
principles,
Or
and
what
we
we can
have
do,
to
we can
understand
hold
that
on.
the things that
Okay,
these guys were doing back then was
hold on.
necessary then, and it needed to be a certain type of cleanup. But at some time, it was supposed to have been a time of peace, and we have yet to see that happen. So that means that
mm,
you, gangbanger, Crip Blood, Pyru, Hoover, Vice Lord, whatever you are, you cannot hold no legitimacy of leading anything. No community, no city, no peoples. As long as you're looking from that diverse look.
right. Um, I get you on that one. I get you, but let me just say this, please. Without the well, first off, we are survivors. I mean, we were survivors. We lived through the. We were surviving through our madness that we call home. You know what I mean? So we were survivors. So we made survival tactics and pursued survival tactics, which we call now as gangs, that you as we say, just to survive. But through it all, through it all, in '92, we came together and came with a solution, with a peaceful solution, where it was really for our community. Now, my whole thing is, if we push that narrative still to the back to this day, from back then in '92, and we present it to this day and age, right now, I truly believe um, that the masses will will be receptive. I mean, because right now it's happening. It's happening. I'm on his here with y'all,
Yeah,
and I'm from there. So it is a possibility with like minded people like yourselves and myself as well as other individuals that I have that I deal with. I mean, as long as we keep that narrative and keep that push for positivity,
yeah,
and it's gonna override the negativity. Oh,
right,
because we got it. It got to be consistent. As long as we be
right,
consistent of everything of what we do, we can keep it. You know what I mean? We can ride through it all because it was taught. It was done in '92. So the
right.
possibilities, I mean, my whole thing is we can't give up on our community at all.
You
You
can't.
know what I mean? We
Right.
cannot because we still got people out there that's really pushing and really trying and really making positive ways and positive pathways for these youngsters. I mean, in the name of peace. And
Right.
this is what we. I mean, as long as we have that same agenda and we implement it and we be repetitive of it and keep consistency of it, the masses will come. I mean, it would, and we seen it. We seen it in '92. I ain't seen no game banging, and I mean, I ain't never been in China. I ain't never been nowhere else. I mean, outside of, but you got game banging all across the globe now. It's
That,
fashionable. It's more. Come on, man. That's we part of the economy now. Now you can look when the homeboys and homegirls. Man, when we was doing the funerals, man, they was throwing the rags up. I mean, throwing rag coats and making. And now look at it. You can go to Ross, you can go to Target, you can and get the rag coats and I mean get the. Come on.
Whole
So
outfit.
so so we gotta know our our worth. I mean, because even though is well we're labeled as terrorists and no good people, but in the economical value, man, look at here. I don't know how much money they're making off these rag coats and rags. I mean, but now it's part of the culture. I mean, they call it culture, our culture, but it's go ahead, go ahead,
It's a
yeah,
billion-dollar industry. A
uh
billion
huh,
dollar industry of being a game banger. You being from Gray Street, you didn't see GTA where they got the purple individuals.
yeah,
You know, the Gray Street popularized wearing purple. And then they got the projects on this side, then they got the projects like the Imperial Court. Gang banging, that subculture is a billion-dollar industry, Kim, folks. That's all I wanted to say. You
yeah,
absolutely right.
is.
Polo Ralph Lauren got a $600 jacket that's a blue rag pattern. They got another one that's a red rag pattern. Hey, I'm about to bring the homie Big Hub in here, man. Big Hub wanna express a few things, man.
All right.
Hey, hey, Hub, your face can be seen. Do you want to show your face, cuz? Hold on one minute. Hold on one minute. Cause I know the homie, you know what I mean. He don't really like the social media shit. He don't, you know what I mean. Hold on,
But yeah, it's a
well,
must. I mean, it's a must. It's a must that we
Get it all the way
get it
together.
together, man, and really push our narrative, man,
One thing
and
Mhm.
push
about
the peace narrative. Because if we don't, hey, we're gonna stay lost. Our
right.
community is gonna get took and ran over and get depleted and we
But
get regentrified. I mean, regentrification. You know what I mean?
I'm
So I mean, I think that it's a must that we keep consistency of of our planning and movement and structure because um they don't want to they don't want to see it. They don't want to see it, but we got to be we got to be consistent because the community want to see it. Our people that's in our land, they want to see it. They need to see it, and they tired of seeing death. I mean, I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing. I mean, I mean, let y'all go ahead and talk, man. We're not getting
hey,
into
no,
it.
yeah,
well.
no, homie. Hey, listen, homie.
Tired
You
of
you
seeing
speaking the gospel truth. You speaking the gospel truth. As you
it.
speaking the gospel truth, my big homie, Big Hub, he just tapped in and he's talking about the same thing: the agenda and the movement of peace. How do we rectify? How do we heal to the point to where we can come together and we can not only
Hey,
dialogue but
K-
put these things into practice?
Jackson, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
right.
can
can.
hear you.
Okay, check this out. My thing is this, man. I know a lot of cats from Great Boulder. I'm 58 years old, right? And if
Blessings,
you know
brother.
what,
Blessings.
if you from Grape and you got a homie that's 58 and older that know me, they know what type of nigga I am, right?
Yeah,
Now, I'm saying it's like right here, right? A lot of youngsters they inherited a beat, they don't know what's going on.
yeah.
They don't know that a lot of niggas like me and my niggas that I grew up with, they
Mm,
don't know that we cool with each other. We ain't beef. You dig what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I'm tired of hearing niggas talking about Peachtree. I wasn't out when the Peachtree jumped off. I was in
Yeah,
prison.
yeah.
I'm tired of niggas talking about peace treaties. I'm tired of niggas talking about ceasefires, right?
Hmm.
Not once that I heard anybody say something that's bigger than all that.
Hmm.
It's squashing the beef.
Mm.
Gotta squash the beefs, homie.
True,
And
true,
reason why I say that, listen why I'm
true.
finna say this. My young nigga Ye, he lost in that war. I lost in that war, right?
Hmm.
Ain't nobody won that war. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know us niggas in Watts, we got a motherfucking hard machine, my niggas, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
We all gonna kill. We all gonna beat something up. Ain't
Hmm.
nobody no punks up out of Watts. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly, big
But
dog.
we gotta squash our beefs, man.
Yeah.
Uh, That peace treaty shit didn't work. That ceasefire shit ain't gonna work.
Ain't work. Ain't
Yeah,
gonna be
come on.
right.
Niggas ain't gonna.
I,
If a nigga know that we ain't got no motherfucking beef with each other, then should nobody be doing nothing as far
Exactly.
as beefing. You dig what I'm saying? Now
Hmm.
that don't mean we
True.
got to hang together, be together, and do it all. But we still gotta, we gotta bring
Respect.
that structure from prison to these
Yeah.
streets. You dig what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Where we watch each
Uh,
other back, we
uh,
eat with each other, we get money with each other. We can do that. You dig what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
True
We
enough.
can make that motherfucking Wilmington line from 100 and motherfucking third all the way to goddamn me Carson. You dig what I'm
Hmm.
saying? A no
Yeah.
fly zone, no bullets, no gang back, open up some businesses and all that up and down Wilmington. And
Open
the
up
nigga
business.
won't be scared to come spend their money because they think they're gonna get their head blew off. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A nigga's
Exactly.
gonna spend his money and know that he feeding our community.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
that's what Big Hub is at with it. You know what I mean? Because ain't
Uh,
nothing else worked.
mm,
you ain't lying, big dog. Hey, I'm all the way with you with that. Hey, we gotta have that structure, that prison structure that's inside. I mean, and bring it out here, cause
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. You so fucking right about that, big dog. You're all right. You
Not
hit
not
you
only
hit it
that,
out the park.
not only that, we need a show of force from our big homie that done did them life sentences that's out here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
need our show of force from niggas that done walked the yard and done 12, 14, 15 years
Mhm.
together.
Mhm.
We need their voices. We need them to unify so these young niggas can see this shit. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because ain't no nigga bigger than the programming. And when they know it's on, it's on. You know what I mean? And what happened to niggas in the pen when they go against the grain?
What they get DP. You already know.
Okay, okay, nigga get rolled up off the yard. So after we
hello.
do this motherfucking, after we do this game where we stop all our beefs and get an understanding that this is what we're gonna do. And the big homies got it. I'm talking about my homies bigger than me. You dig what I'm
Mm.
saying? They got to be a part of it. Can't leave them out. And it's
Yeah.
only to show these young niggas that all these niggas get along. All these niggas watch each other backs. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? A lot of you
Mhm.
young niggas ain't been to prison. Y'all don't know, but you're going. You dig what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you keep up with this bullshit, you're going. And once you get on that yard, you're gonna be
Mhm.
down with the homies for whatever
Mhm.
motherfucking side they on.
Yeah.
Mm,
That
True enough. True
you
enough.
back too strong
So
with that.
that's what they gotta figure out. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And these
Mm.
young niggas that say they ain't on that big homie shit, or
Mm.
nigga, how you niggas
Mm.
come before the program?
Yeah. Well.
All you niggas,
Mm.
y'all inherited a motherfucking war. Y'all didn't make the war. Y'all wasn't a part of the war, but y'all keeping the war going on. But y'all don't even know why y'all doing it. And the
Yeah.
niggas that was a part of it and that was out there busting on each other and probably shooting each other, these niggas cool with each other right now because they understand ain't nobody gonna win.
Yeah.
Right.
True enough.
Amen.
Uh, can I say this, big homie? Look. Um. Well, what I suggest, my whole suggestion is, if we talk to the young leaders, Look, we have levels of it. We have the young leaders, we have the older leaders, and we have our elder leaders. Now, if we put that in that perspective, have the elder leaders teach the older leaders, and the older leaders teach the young leaders. That's how I mean, and parlay and give and let the youngsters giving the youngsters a voice, not just telling them something because because you can't tell. But if you give them the opportunity to voice their opinion and to hear
Right.
them out. You know what I mean? And have that leader and be parts of the planning. I think I know it will be a better structure. I know it will be a more positive
Okay.
outlook and
So
outcome.
for my tribe, I'm already trying to put something like that together. If you talk
Okay.
to Ye, what you just said, Ye
Mm-hmm.
can vouch for me right now. That's my total theory.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said is
Yeah.
my theory, homie.
Yeah. Okay. That's right, big
You dig
homie.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
That's
my
right.
theory. I just, Ye, didn't I just roll that same plan out to you?
Yes, sir.
About
Mm-hmm.
what? Almost a month ago?
Like, yeah, almost a month, yeah.
Just
Mm-hmm.
saying. You right on point, homie. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know
And
who
not
I'm
be more.
talking to, but I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
really
Red
see
Man.
because
I'm
I'm
Red Man.
driving.
I'm Red Man. They
It's
call me
one
Red
Red
time
man,
Man from
Red
the
Man.
okay.
Jordans, man. Yeah,
Okay.
the Jordan.
So so
Um,
so how do y'all feel over there about squashing that beef with the PJs?
it's inevitable because we just had Duck funeral. Y'all just had Duck funeral and it was half and half. Imperial course and the Jordans did, and it was peaceful.
Okay.
It was more peace than any. I mean, and it was structured. It was a nice outcome. And look, and what happened was police infiltrated and made. I mean, and broke us up. But door towards when Doug had her funeral at her funeral it was peace. I mean,
Okay.
and it's gonna be continuous. It's got to be a continuous thing. That's what I say. Got to be continuous thing towards
Right.
everything because we did it. I mean, rest in peace, my homegirl, the Doug,
Well,
and as well as she y'all Doug.
right,
Go ahead.
right. See, thing is, the beef was real when it happened. You dig what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
lot of like I say, I lost family members in that beef, right? My nigga Ye
Mm-hmm.
lost family members in that beef. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we are some of the few that won't squash the beef.
Yeah. See,
You know, the beef
and this.
started over my little homie. My little homie uncle, that's what started this shit, right? His
Mm-hmm.
family is cool with squashing his beef.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm cool
Yeah,
with squashing his beef.
if I
You
Mm-hmm.
may
dig what I'm
interject,
saying?
right? If I may just quickly interject,
Mm-hmm.
yes, the inception of the beef is with my bloodline and my family, right? But other peoples have endured losses and whatnot. Now you have the younger generation on both sides that best friends that either been shot or unalive that feel like F it. So we can't be inconsiderate of their voices, their experience, and what they can contribute into these dialogues. You feel me? See, we can get on here and we can say, yeah, man, it's cool, we can squash the beef, but we all older now. Some of y'all got
Mm-hmm.
grandkids. We all got kids. Our mind state
Right.
is different from when we was 14, 15, 16, 17, 25. The maturation level is different from that of us and the young homies. Some of the young homies is full fledged and it's all mission to go. So we can't say, oh yeah, we can do this and we can do that. And these young guns is out here with guns and they ready to put in work. You feel what I'm saying? And if you stand in front of that, now we in a position where it's us against the young homies. You know what I mean? So I feel like be considerate of what they can contribute to this dialogue. Take from that
Exactly.
and feed them to where we can have a multi-generational dialogue.
Yeah.
Right,
You
right.
can't
So
have you can't have that
so
if you're still talking about cripping and blood, and that only leads to death, and it haven't showed anything other than that. So if you still focusing on, oh, we trying to make better Crips and we trying to make better Bloods instead of trying to make better black men, we not never gonna succeed in that. And I'm sorry to
well
say.
well I hear what you're saying, but I have to disagree with that. You dig what I'm saying? Because this crip machine is real, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it can get better. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It can get better. First of all, like I say, we gotta put that pyramid together like the little homie was talking about. You know what I mean? Start at the top. Let these young
Mm-hmm.
we gotta give them a vision so they can see
The
the
history
shit that was
lesson.
before them. You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Right. They gotta see it. And they gotta be in effect. You dig what I'm saying? And they gotta get the understanding of what they inherited. My nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying now? It ain't gonna be easy because you gonna have I mean, I was a young nigga before and they couldn't tell me shit. You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I always respected what was before me.
Yeah,
You dig what
exactly.
I'm saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what we got to establish with these young cats.
What
Yeah.
established
You dig what I'm saying?
And how we establish that is having no fear to talk to these young cats because one on one is it's a thing where you know if you're talking to the masses you have you have the negativity, but if you talk to them one on one personally and talk
Right,
and get there and let them vent and let them get off their anger and you give them their vision because we got to have a vision and because that's what the
right,
youngsters is demanding. You got to have a plan. First off,
right,
if you ain't gonna just willy nilly, niggas ain't gonna follow just that willy nilly. No, you got to come with a plan. We got to have a plan, a structure. So that's
right,
what's sharp about these youngsters. They ain't stupid. You know what I mean? So we gotta treat them as such. We got to treat them and
right,
talk to them one on one and have that one on one conversation with them and come with a plan and let them be parts of that plan and not just demand them to go with your plan. You go with the plan. You know, as long as they have a voice and an opinion, it will be peace will be in it. You know what I mean?
You don't
That's how I
right.
feel.
you don't believe that the psychology of that just seems like it's contradicting to itself. If a person that hasn't even committed enough to finish junior high or high school, you see what I'm saying, can finish and execute a plan. Is that what you're
No,
trying to tell me?
no. Well, no, I'm talking about if you come with the vision of a plan, because these youngsters, they ain't gonna. If you just tell them just to stop game making, just stop it, and without no plan, without no out, I mean, without no outlet, then
Yeah.
They ain't see it.
you
My
just talking
thing
to the
is,
wind.
my thing, my thing is, it's not even stopping the game bang. Just know who your enemy is.
Yeah.
That.
You know what I mean? Know
Mm,
who your enemy is. You know what I mean? Because I don't never want us to stop protecting our hoods and
mm,
protecting our kids and our children and our women. You dig what I'm saying? I don't never want that to stop. You know what I mean?
mm,
You
mm,
know, niggas gotta have a purpose for something, but just know who your enemy is. You dig what I'm saying? And know that the
exactly.
enemy ain't is not the black man. See, I'm gonna
Mm,
tell you something. I got out of the pen in '94, right?
mm,
My big homie Bad Head Rabbit, you know what I mean? He was a BGF, right?
mm,
But I used to hit the lab, you know what I mean, and talk with him. You know, he a BGF, but he knew my family, my uncles, and all that. It ain't up on my projects, right?
mm,
So, anyway, you know, I was hitting the lab with him on a couple of days before I went home, right?
mm,
And he told me, he said, man, I want you to make a commitment, man, to me, man. And I said, make a commitment. He said, yeah. He said, man, just make sure you don't come back up in here for killing a black man on no gangbang shit.
Mm.
mm,
You know what I mean?
mm,
And I said, you got my word on that. You dig what I'm saying? But you know, eh, just committing that and living this life I've been living. You dig what I'm saying? I'm
mm,
assuring that. You dig what I'm saying? Not only
mm,
am I assuring that, I'm thinking of a better way. Like I say, they study coming up with these peace treaties and ceasefires. You know what I mean? I don't hear nobody saying squash the beef.
mm.
Squashing the
Yeah,
beef gonna increase the peace.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, but I feel that it's also gonna make room and give the police and other outside law enforcements to
Mm,
build more ideas of assassination upon the people that are leading
mm,
inside the, just like
mm,
they did before.
Okay, so now
mm. That's,
even if that's true, right?
mm-hmm,
Even if that's true, as long as a person like whoever just said that can spread that message in the process of us stopping these beefs, then we know what to look out for. We're aware of what might
exactly.
come after this.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Right, right. That was me, bro. I
Niggas
mean, that
gotta
was
stop
Damon.
being afraid of death. That's the
Exactly.
ultimate punishment that they use to deter us from getting us
Mm,
together. They
Yeah,
Motherfuckers ain't
assassinate.
scared of death. Look how many motherfuckers done died and put in that work for these hoods. Niggas ain't scared of death.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. I
Exactly.
don't feel that we scared of death, and I most definitely don't feel like we not communicating with the older or showing respect to the older generation either. Because I was born in '84, so that means the niggas that I listened to was smoking dope and doing primos and all that. So I was listening to
Right. So
men
now
at their
watch
lowest
this.
level.
I was born in '66, right?
Yeah.
And in
Mm-hmm.
'84, in '85, I was one of them niggas out there chasing money and all that. But I also knew I had to protect them big homies that was out there smoking dope and
Mm-hmm.
didn't give a fuck about nothing. So I
Mm-hmm.
grew up having to protect them niggas, and then my young niggas like, yay. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My
Right.
crew, we inherited that. You dig what I'm saying? We inherited protecting the hood from
Exactly.
other hoods that's coming over there busting on us. We had to
That
put
Exactly.
a
part.
stop to that shit. Nobody won the war, homie.
Yeah. True enough.
All of us, mostly down there, every nigga that was in them '80s out there representing these hoods and front line and shit, we all up in the yard talking about this shit.
oh
Hmm.
yeah. Everybody
Spreading
pulled up.
together, watch each other back, hitting the weight pile, get buff
Mm.
together,
Exactly.
Exactly.
ready to move
Everybody
on
was coming to
anything,
hold
move
shit
against
down.
this Compton and Watch car.
um.
Period. The hub and the dub. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
doing
That's
all
Yeah.
that
what we
shit.
Period.
So
do.
Point blank.
all I'm saying, right? When you get
Mm.
down to the ballistics and all that shit, and we hit these streets, nigga, our politics was fucked up.
Mm. True enough. True enough.
The
Okay.
structure was tight, but the
Mm-hmm.
politics was fucked up. If a nigga get out of jail and then get to talking about these niggas my enemy again,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
going
crazy.
backwards.
That's
Well,
asinine.
You was just
hey.
kicking it with them, but now you get out talking about this enemy. That's going
Yeah.
yeah,
backwards.
that nigga,
Point
Yeah.
that's a
blank. Right.
that
Right.
niggas talk about Buster, nigga. That's some real Buster shit right there.
Yeah, and that's who we was
It is.
listening to though, big homie. We was listening
Definitely.
to them niggas. Them the niggas that came home and why it's generational a curse of a
Mm.
war that ain't nobody really had until now. Again, more losing.
But see,
Mm.
here's the thing, right? Right now, in today's society, right? They don't let Danny all the lifers out from the '80s.
Right.
Mm.
Danny all of them is out. It's just it's a very few that ain't out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they out, right? And,
Yeah.
and you got homies that done went and did 3, 4, 5 years, 15. They done walked up. The homies, big homies walked off, seeing these niggas come and go, right? What I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
now is it's enough niggas on the street. The time is ripe
Exactly.
to change the narrative on this gang banging belief
Yeah.
shit. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
True.
the right time. It's the right time to squash beats on me.
Yeah. True enough. I think so. I
Motherfuckers
think so.
act different when they squash beats on me.
Mm-hmm.
all
If
right.
it's just a if it's just a peace treaty, we just piecing it till a nigga say it's on again.
So,
Exactly.
so what do we say to make it look more good to the people who ain't with it? What do we do with the people who just ain't with it and that they whole life and their career and their legacy is just in
I'm finna
BS?
tell you something about them dudes right there, right?
Yes, sir.
Them dudes will get with the motherfucking program. Once a nigga bust one of them in their motherfucking mouth about going outside that motherfucking line, nigga. Ain't no
Oh
nigga
Ain't
bigger
well.
than the
nobody bigger than the
program.
program.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody bigger than the program. That's how
Ain't
that go.
nobody.
Niggas can't be scared to sock a nigga in the mouth.
You got to get DP. That's where them prison politics come back
Uh-huh.
into play. You can't
Hey,
let
Yeah.
but
them
pause.
niggas
I,
get
Hey,
away.
I, I don't even that
We
DP
can't hear
shit is
Chief, man.
underrated.
We can't hear
I
That
you,
DP
disagree
shit
Colo.
with
is
that.
underrated because this is why I said DP is underrated because a nigga got it. When a nigga DP a nigga, he gotta have a cool nigga to DP a nigga. But when a real nigga just sock a nigga in his motherfucking mouth, I don't give a fuck about it. His crew or none of that shit. That's different.
Mm.
Yeah.
Pause. I
That's
disagree.
different. You know what I
I
mean?
disagree. The reason why I disagree with that because the game is so co-opted that they got individuals that's just as influential as the police. So as soon as
Uh,
you bust this dude in the mouth, your ass going to jail for a gun that you really didn't have because
Hello.
they know how to selectively target us to deter us from building this type of resistance. These
Yeah.
niggas is co-opted. These niggas is federal informants. These niggas is working for the state. So it had
Yeah.
now going back to what Demon was talking about when Yeshua Jesus say, I do not think that I come to bring peace, for I do not. Jesus is coming back to create a war. It's gonna be divisions. So what it's gonna be? It's gonna be the righteous niggas from PJs, Bonnie Hunters, and Gray Street going against these unrighteous motherfuckers from the same hoods, homie. That's what it's gonna boil down to. And that's my personal perception. Y'all may agree or disagree, but
I
me being
agree
No,
with
but
a
you
you.
know,
I just
sometimes,
want to say I think
sometimes,
that's in your
some
house.
yeah, sometimes,
We
sometimes when it happen like that, it can happen like that. But then I think at the end of the day, righteous will over succeed these unrighteous motherfuckers. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
they
I
say,
feel
but
you. I feel
when
that,
in
big up.
history have we seen righteousness prevail? It seems like evilness is constantly prevailing. It
92
seems like, huh?
and 92.
it was a lot of assassinations in '92, and you just won't say it. There's a lot of people that got killed,
Uh-huh.
man, and the police had a whole lot of schemes, and there was some other brothers that
Exactly.
was
Well,
co-conspiring. There's a whole lot
I
more
tell you,
truly
I
going
tell you
on in
like this,
'92 during that
in
peace treaty, and that's
in
why it did not
during
stop.
that peace treaty,
Because when it all came,
during that peace
yeah,
treaty, a lot of cats. I agree. A lot of cats that was influential in making that shit happen. They not here no
Mm.
more. You know
Yeah.
what I
hello,
mean? Whether they
Mm-hmm.
went out one way or another. You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I know the guy Ty Bud from the Nixons. He gone. Red Rooster gone. Tony Bogart gone. And some cats from out of Jordan Downs that they
Yeah.
gone. You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
High
know
T,
what I mean?
and yeah, High T,
Yeah.
and
Right.
bro. Mm-hmm.
Hey, but that's
And what's the
that's
other
when
light skinned cat name?
Yeah.
Ray. What's his name?
Yeah.
Ray or something?
No,
You know what I
no.
mean? A
Ray
lot of
Ray
them
still
cats
alive.
gone.
Ray
Not
Ray still
Ray, but
alive.
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know you talking about. It's
hey, but
yeah.
Anyway,
no, not
they
not
not
to
they they
interfere
not with us
because
no more.
during the peace treaty, that's when a lot of these dudes became turncoats to the community.
that's what I'm
Because the
saying.
government seeing how influential and profound this movement was, they say, guess what?
Mhm.
You can make $1 million off this.
Exactly.
All
Mm-hmm.
DJs can make the same thing. And that's when they
Mm-hmm.
start teaching them how to do the nonprofit organizations and all
Mm-hmm.
this. And that's what people sold out
But
the room.
see with that, yeah, right.
Of the
With that
conquering and
nonprofit
dividing.
shit, with that nonprofit shit, cats got involved in that, and they seen that
Mhm.
there was a dollar involved.
Yeah.
Hello.
They ain't give a fuck
That's what
about
it's
the
corrupt.
communities no more. They chasing their
Exactly.
money.
That's what the co-option
Exactly.
was.
Exactly. That's what
I
it's
That's
corrupt.
what
remember going
motherfuckers
into the
sold out.
county.
They
I
can
re-
benefit, even if it's to the detriment of the community. A lot of those
Mm.
leaders sold out to people so that they can advance as an individual. And that's how
I,
you
Yeah.
got it else where we back beefing. Because we was
Mm.
in a position to where we all could have started independent businesses. And being that we all unified, if Big Hub is selling chicken, cuz we ain't fucking with KFC. We going to Big Hub. If Demon selling
Mm.
shoes, fuck the mall, fuck the plaza that he made, Cole. We going to the homie Demon. The homie T. Coleon got shirts. We going to T. Coleon. If RedMan
Mm.
selling cars, then we going to him. And what we just created was an economic system.
but that's how
Exactly.
it used to be, though.
Right.
That's how it
It's
used
the
to be, and
same.
it's like that
Yeah, that's
only in
what.
the projects.
Mm.
That
No,
aspect is what get
when I
people
was
stuck in the
growing up, right,
projects.
and
Mm-hmm.
this is what my thinking is, right.
Yeah.
You know, if we can stop these beefs, right,
Yeah.
and get some investors to invest in us, man. These motherfuckers that got
Funding.
money that might want to invest in us, right?
They
Mm-hmm.
did that already. They got
Hold
money
up,
with the
hold up,
gym.
Jay. Let me just finish. This ain't got nothing to do with the gym. I'm talking about that Wilmington line right there. All them empty buildings, all the way down Wilmington, right? That black people don't own, right?
Exactly.
Right.
See?
Now, just say fencing right here, right? Just to say fencing, we had Jordan's Cafe, right?
No dog in the
Mm-hmm.
fight.
If we had Jordan's Cafe, we not finna get 30 or 40 motherfuckers about to Jordan Downs to come spend their money at Jordan's Cafe or sit in there and eat because of the violence and the
Mm-hmm.
proximity of the community. You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But
Mm-hmm.
if we had this motherfucker, we squashed the beefs, and we got an understanding that this is what we doing. This is how we live in the day. You know what I mean? Our black folks, we gonna open up these businesses, and we're not gonna be scared to come spend our money with our homies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they had to watch T-shirt shop right there next to Ace High, and everybody went there, and everybody wore it. I don't care what hood you was from, you wore them shirts that represented
Shout out yeah.
Watts.
Shout out to GL from the
They
Jordan.
tore that
Yeah.
down.
Man.
Nah, I
Okay,
think
so this is what I'm saying.
Mm.
You
Here's my
say
whole
what? You
point,
say
right?
what? Huh?
I think cuz they went to the feds or something, cuz.
That's
That's
what
the
I'm
reason.
Well,
saying.
Al, you got
When I
Big
say
Al,
Yeah,
you talking about Big
when I
Al from
say
Watch
yeah,
Life?
they,
Yeah,
yeah, Big
he
Al,
free.
yeah.
He out. He out. He out. He
Yeah,
out.
but
He
we
just
talking
got out.
about
He
when he
got
had
free
the
two
Watts.
years ago.
We talking
Yeah.
about when he had the Watts clothing
Watch
line right
like
there
yeah.
on
Watch
But
like yeah. Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
was rocking the watch
Yeah.
everybody
like
was
it
rocking
didn't
Yeah.
that,
matter
right?
where
Yeah.
you was
You
from.
right?
We all was going up in that shop one after
Yeah.
another in that thing together. And I don't care if
Exactly.
it's from Body Hunters, Greg,
And
PJ.
that's what we need up and down Wilmington. When I was
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
kid, that's how it
Mm-hmm.
was. It was black on up and down Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing what I know now, big homie, I feel like they tore that up. They could have let that suffice, just like they let a whole lot of other stuff suffice. You feel what I'm saying? But they seen the peace in the unity that it was
Mm-hmm.
bringing into Watts because it was a home that you can go into, and from that place had built a club on Watts Ave. So it was places that you could start going. You feel me? That it was everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
So
saying? At that particular pocket of time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
All the little stuff started to dwindle down. It was a cool little time. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool little time, but
Mm-hmm.
again, like Ye said, people are so on the other side of the people. You know what I'm saying? And so against us. You know what I'm saying? That it's hard for us to move in the direction that you want us to move as easy as you would want us to do it in that way because these dudes is really working with these people. These people they really don't care. They want their dollars.
And that's another thing. Um, I was saying them is the people we don't want to deal with. I don't want to deal with no grid motherfucker workers and none of that shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
I want to deal with young cats like y'all. You dig
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, we the first ones to do this. Big Hub, PJ, we the first ones to do
huh?
this. They wasn't doing it like this in this type of light and got all this type of economical structure. They only talking messy talk.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I was attempting to do, and I haven't got to it yet, but I'm trying to do it. So I am trying to bring a generation up above me, a
Mm-hmm.
lifer that did life. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to bring a guy like my guy Ye, right? And I got a younger homie, younger than him. You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I'm telling him to bring one of them young homies in the hood that ain't on that big homie shit.
That
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to bring us all together because I want to know why they ain't on that big homie shit, right? But I also want to introduce them to this pyramid.
Mm.
mm,
The young ones that ain't on this pyramid, they need to be introduced to the pyramid,
Exactly.
which is your big homies, my
Mm-hmm.
big homies, all the
Mm.
dudes that did life together. Dig what I'm saying? All the niggas that's my age that did life, all the niggas that ain't beefing to show these niggas, and each one of them get up and represent. Hey man, look, that war is over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even though they
Oh,
might not want the war to be over, but at
oh,
some point we got to get them to respect the big homies
right.
and understand that they got your mission is protect these niggas.
Right.
mm,
You dig
Mm.
what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
protect your big homies, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You protect the little
Exactly.
homies up under you. You dig what I'm saying? Now,
Exactly.
if you caught in the middle of the game banging shit and that's what's happening, that's what's happening. And I could feel you because I've been there. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, it's gonna get old. You're gonna go to the pen and you're gonna realize that you've been a damn fool. These niggas got my motherfucking back. You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We
Exactly.
securing each other. Nigga go to the shower. Nigga the homie got oos on me, nigga. You know what I mean? The same nigga
Mm-hmm.
that I'm busting on, he watching my
Mm-hmm.
motherfucking back right now.
Yeah,
While I take a
exactly.
shower, making sure nobody else don't run up in this motherfucking shower.
Exactly. Exactly.
Or making sure I got canteen when I hit the yard, nigga, making sure I got everything I need until I get to the store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nigga, you ain't got no tennis shoes? Here, nigga, I got some shoes for you, big hub. You know what I mean? You know, you just hit the yard, nigga, gonna embrace you.
Right.
That's all
So
I'm
that's
So,
saying.
all I'm saying. We
right.
gotta bring that same love to these streets.
Right. Right.
Show these young niggas that's what it's all about. You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Embrace them too. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Cause we been there before. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
can't look at them like they stupid and nothing. No, them
Yeah.
niggas growing up in the environment.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're a
And
product
they're
of
the
the
ones taking
environment.
the losses right now. They're the ones that's taking all the losses towards they homies getting, you know what I mean, getting unalived and everything else. So we got to show them that type of respect. And my suggestion is, big homies like yourself, if you take that 101 with that youngster, that 1-on-one, and talk to him 1-on-one and without a crowd, you'll have a better reaction. You'll have a better understanding, and he have a better understanding with the planning that you presented to him. And that's what I
Right. So
suggest. That's what I
see,
suggest everyone to
my
do.
thing is, I've been trying to tap in to the guy that got control over each section. Just say, for instance, you know how they all clicked up or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm trying to get to the top of the click and
hmm,
holler at him. You dig what I'm saying? And
yeah,
serve him with the message, see if he's accepting of it, or if
exactly.
he ain't, why? You dig what I'm
Uh huh.
saying? And
Exactly.
try to get his views on everything. Cause
Exactly.
I ain't trying to change nobody to do nothing. Like
Yeah,
I ain't trying to
exactly.
pour it on them.
Uh,
I'm trying to show them
present
or
it to
get
him.
them to
Present
this,
it.
get them, yeah, present it to them so we can get them to this pyramid, man.
Yeah. True enough. True
You
enough.
dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I truly, I really truly see.
You,
Right. And that's my whole thing.
that pyramid is okay. We got
The
some G
elders, the
homies from
oldest.
Grape, and
Mhm.
we got some G homies from PJ that did life sentences together.
Mhm.
They walked off L's, 25 or
Mhm.
better. Them niggas is cool. They on the street, nigga. Them niggas go eat together. They kick it. You know what I mean? They all got good jobs. Most of them got good jobs and they live trying to be good pillars to the community. You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
So we need to bring them in
Yeah.
on some positive shit.
With that.
You dig what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then
True.
we need them to have a generation up under them
Mhm.
in there doing the same shit, right?
That.
And then the
Mhm.
generation, just like y'all cats right here. You dig
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Y'all got
Mhm.
about 4 or 5 niggas from each crew. You dig what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Bring them in, cause at the end of the day, majority gonna rule, homie.
True enough. True enough.
Yeah, you
True
gonna have
enough.
some niggas that ain't with it. I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah, come on.
Never rule.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
You're always controlled by the minority. The
Yeah.
elite is what they call it.
Right.
See, this,
Right.
this is the thing. When we talking about tackling these type of feats, we got to understand the thing that move the people is either money or violence. You either
Hmm.
have
Facts.
more money or you willing to perpetrate more violence. That's what change things. That's what create revolution. Money and violence. You either got the bag behind you or you willing to perpetrate violence. And that just is what it is. You feel me?
Hmm. Well, well, my suggestion is if we come up with a plan first off, if we hit our own section with and hit the who's who from our own section and get our own section solid with the whole peaceful movement first off before we introduce any other hoods. But we get our own sections together and pick out the who's who and get them with the planning stages of it. Then that's it's gonna be a domino effect. Then everybody be
So
receptive.
so
But we got to
so
pay
so
respect for it.
the
That's the
campaign
typical
right now
y'all
should
talking
be,
about backyard.
Exactly.
Mm,
yeah, we backyard niggas all day. But what I'm saying is the campaign should be squashing the beef, man. We don't want no
yeah,
peace
squashing
treaty.
the beef exactly. I
We don't
love
want
that.
no motherfucking peace
Yeah,
treaty. We don't want
yeah,
no
I love that.
ceasefire.
I want to
We want
squash
to
the
squash
beef,
the beef.
squashing it. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm with that. I'm with that. And look, I don't know if Jay told you, but we got this Mujahid. I don't know if you know Mujahid, brother Mujahid
Hey,
from
wait, no, 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 no,
I
no, no,
I
no, no, no,
oh
actually
no, Ray,
oh
hold
oh
on,
oh
You're giving it too much. You gotta have a
oh,
sidebar for that one. Because we know the
okay
dynamic of certain
okay
names when they mention, then the
okay
government does this. You feel what I'm
okay
saying? So I'm gonna
okay
make sure everybody can connect and all that. You feel me?
okay okay.
The last
All right. Well,
conversation
all
hey
right.
hey hey Yay, hey
You're right.
Yay. Have
yes,
you
sir.
ran this other thing? Have you ran this other thing by him?
What other thing?
The coming up
August
the
31st?
coming up thing. Yeah.
Nah, I think I told you about August 31st. I told you about that, right? If
Yeah,
not,
you
I'll
mentioned
tell
that.
you off
Yeah, yeah. It was a big thing. So you said something. It was a big thing happening in 31st, but I don't know
Yeah,
the logistics of it.
I mean, it's just something that
That we
that
putting together.
it's more or less the same shit we talking about, but it's a dialogue. It's dialogue,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Motherfuckers trying to find a solution, how to
Okay.
attack this
Okay.
and create drop the beef movement, not no
Mm,
peace.
yeah.
You dig what I'm
Well.
saying?
Yeah.
And the main thing is they don't want to involve none of these dudes that got
Yeah.
these nonprofit and getting paid.
Exactly.
This
Exactly.
ain't
Hold
about no money.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's about love. It's about saving our community.
Oh,
About the love
uh,
of our community.
Resurrecting our
You know what I
And
community.
mean?
and, and also how to approach
Mm,
these situations that we're talking about. You dig what I'm saying?
mm,
Because these young
exactly.
homies not respecting the big homies. So how do we approach these young dudes? So it's all for informational purposes,
Yeah.
leading towards stopping beefs.
Mm, mm.
yeah,
Unnecessary beef.
I believe that that once we start making these steps towards that agenda, that the youngsters gonna automatically start because it's just like with all the
Domino.
propaganda that fed to them, they not really even showing respect to their fathers, their grandfathers, and all that because of all the shit they done seen on TV and in their
Mm-hmm.
community, and men not really being men to them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So we have to take accountability
Right.
for men not really being men. You know what I'm saying? And fall in traps of these societies and these drugs and these other little systems.
So this approach that I'm believing that this thing on the 31st is they trying to do it peaceful. They trying to talk about nothing negative,
Hmm.
no
mm-hmm.
overpowering. We don't want to have nobody that want to try to stop us as far as RICO Act and all this. These dudes are not trying to do nothing against the government. We're just trying to figure out how to
Squash the
approach
beef.
our youngsters to squash
Yeah,
some beef.
the beef. I love that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's awesome. I pray.
Hey, hey,
Hopefully I can be there. Hopefully I can ride down there and see and put my input in it because yeah. We I got to
Yeah,
structure it, but I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna hold out on it.
we gonna holler about that one off
Yeah,
camera. But
yeah.
Red, when we was
Okay,
talking about my head,
okay.
and you mentioned
Yeah,
Red Rooster, this is Red Rooster, big brother.
yeah. All right. Shots
Yeah,
out.
that's
That was
big
my
brother.
big dog, man.
yeah,
This is my big dog.
My Red Rooster was, real close. My dad
Yeah.
raced him too. You
Yes,
know,
indeed.
who was
yeah,
your
Sure.
dad?
John.
Uh,
John.
Yeah, I'm a
Oh, you
Dupree.
talking about John Dupree? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
John Dupree. That's my homie.
yup,
I was at your dad's funeral.
yup. I was there. Nah, but
Listen,
nah, just to make light of it. But
yeah,
yeah, that's who I am, though.
that's right. That's right.
Where you at? Up here at the top, right here in the middle.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
afro. I look just
Okay.
like him. Let me take it off. Hold on,
Well,
I
I
have.
can't. I'm on my phone and I can't really see.
Oh yeah,
Everything is small, you know.
Yeah. I know
yeah.
big on me.
I'm looking a lot like him right now. OG, you hear me? Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
a lot
Let
like
me
him.
put mine back on.
John was my guy. John was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
we just moving like that. We moving
Yeah.
with that same type of persistence, and who's leading us seem cool. Like I said, we just need a single agenda that we all can go after.
Exactly.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm
Plan. The whole plan.
saying?
You know what I mean?
I think that squash and beef is big, man.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
love that.
if
Watching
a
the
lot of
beef.
niggas knew that we wasn't beefing no more, we can go spend our money anywhere and why.
But we
You
want
can open up
exactly.
your store. I can come spend my money with you. I ain't got to worry about no niggas drawing down on me while I'm in your store or pulling up to your store or none of that. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black owned businesses that open up on Wilmington don't last long because our people are scared to go spend our money with our own people.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, watch niggas is territorial. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly. Right.
But I'm gonna tell you something. When I was growing up in Watts,
Mm-hmm.
we walked any motherfucking where, nigga. We walk anywhere.
Yeah. Uh, that was a. Hey,
Compton,
that was a.
Watts, y'all hood was our hood was y'all hood. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? As Dorsell say, nigga, we stomped all through there. I'm fucking with Ye when I say that though, but yeah,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? No, we all fuck with each other. You know, I did school in the Jordan Downs on their playgrounds. I went selling candy with niggas in the Jordan Downs. You know what I mean? That's why I learned how to hustle at fucking with Gary and Cecil. selling candy, nigga. We used to get on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
motherfucking bus, nigga, and we go selling candy and Cerritos, Wayne Park, nigga. We jump out, nigga, with our little spill and them fake ass them fake certificates like we had a, you know what I mean, boys and girls club. You dig what I'm saying? Nigga had his speech, nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole thing.
That's why a lot of niggas don't know this though, right? But a lot of cats that came up in my years, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got our hustle from selling candy. Niggas at the niggas in Gordon, Jordan Downs, and the PJs. The niggas that got on that motherfucking bus is some of your rich niggas or niggas that's having money out of the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they had that gift of gab to sell something. And when that yay came in, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Same
You dig
principle.
what I'm saying?
It enhances it. It enhances they hustle.
They already had their motherfucking they spill. That's why niggas was able to go state to state with they spill and sold some shit up.
Yeah, my phone went haywire.
True, true.
Hey,
I
real
love it.
quick,
I love
But
real quick, I just want to send a shout out to my South Sider partner, man. Hey, man, shout out to you, man. There's no hatred or none of that towards the South Siders or none of that. Shout out to all the
it.
South Siders and all that, man. Much love from your black brothers. Whenever y'all
All
ready
right.
to put these racial differences to the side, homie, we willing to build and we
Man,
willing to connect. You feel me? So much love to the Hispanic people and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Those that
All
don't
right.
approve, just wanted to put that out, man. Shout out to Eastside 661 AV.
Oh yeah, to all my guy Ubers, man, you always love. You know, they always love. Yes, yeah.
well,
I
look,
tell
I
you.
ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I just wanted to share
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
I got you. Let's
I
mingle.
got an appointment tomorrow. But after that, I'm finna be down there for that little thing.
Oh,
Hey,
all
big
right,
homie.
big homie.
I really appreciate you. Hey, they squash the beef, and I'm all with that the whole program. And hey, let's put it
Man,
together. And y'all keep doing your thing, big dog. I got you.
in order to increase the peace, we gotta stop the beef.
You got to hey,
Beef.
squash
that's
the
the
beef. You
slogan.
got to squash the
Gotta
beef.
squash the beef.
You got to squash
Yeah, we gotta
it.
squash the beef, man. That's it. That's you know what I mean.
Uh,
We don't want no peace treaty. We don't want no ceasefire. We want to squash the beef.
squash the beef.
Yeah.
You know
All.
what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
So pretty much
I love
just
that.
let it go is what we saying, right?
All right, y'all,
Yeah.
man. Y'all be safe, man, and stay
All right.
productive, man.
All right. Peace
All
and
right,
blessings,
family.
brother.
All
Appreciate
right,
you.
he is good to see you, big homie. Drive safe out there in them truck streets.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, we off? We muted? What up, Coleon? You still
No, we
on?
ain't off. No, I'm
Oh
still
yeah,
on.
man. Yeah, Big
I'm
Hey,
Hub
still
still on
on.
there
hey,
too.
hey, I'm about to disappear for a minute because I'm on the phone with the big homie talking some heavy shit. So if
For
y'all want to
sure.
end it, we can get back. We can do that. What y'all think about that?
Hey, yeah, my phone is gonna keep going out because it's overheating. That's how I
All
kicked
right, for
out. So
sure.
it's up to y'all. I don't have to be here for y'all to finish this. You feel me? And we can
Hey,
always
nah,
keep
we
coming
we
back because
we
this
gonna
is
wrap
only the
it right.
beginning.
This is only the beginning. We gonna wrap it right now, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping by, man. To all
I mean, love
the
y'all
viewers,
too.
and all that, man. Too black, too strong. We all we need. We all we got. Much love. I'm gone.
Much love, much love.